Lurch, you got an announcement to make?
Do I?
There are your notes.
There's an email on mine. That's weird. How come it's not on yours?
We're killing it.
I would like to announce that the Cruise Tools RTH3 is back in stock. I don't know what's going on lately. I don't think we're back to like COVID issue with the supply stream, but there's something going on. And so we're out of stock on the RTH3s for a little while. We got a buttload of them in stock. So if you've been waiting to get your RTH3 because we didn't have it, we got them now. So going on a little over to the law-abiding biker store and pick one up.
Yep, guys, that is the most popular toolkit we sell for American made. And we've got another Cruise Tools for the metric. But what are you pointing at?
Email's there. I don't know what you're looking at.
I didn't say email. I said new free video.
Oh, that's what you said.
Jesus. Oh, my God.
God, we're killing it.
Lean is fucking so vodka.
Didn't we just say this? I said video. Yeah. All right.
I'm on it, bud.
All right. Yeah, no problem.
My fault.
Anyways, the Cruise Tools RTH3, we used it again on this very trip that we're going to talk about. On the side of the freeway we would have had to call a tow truck, but because we had that kit, that roll-up travel tool kit, we removed the battery. One of the guys brought me a battery, and we were able to get back. Literally, if you don't have tools, simple little repairs, that would have ruined the rest of our day, because by the time you get a tow truck,
we were trying to get
it towed to a shop, it's just ridiculous, guys. For the price, you got to get one. Grab them while they're in stock. Right from the law-abiding biker store, guys. You will definitely appreciate it when you need that bad boy.
Here it comes.
You want to ride longer? Are you tired of a sore and achy ass? Fix it with a high-quality butt buffer seat cushion. I was running it on this trip, of course. Head over to the law-abiding biker store and check out our full line of butt buffer seat cushions. All right, what do we got here? We got us a email here.
We do. And a lot of times I read the emails, but this is one that you handled.
Oh.
So I will defer to you, my friend.
There you go. So Matt Jones of Baldwin, Missouri writes, he used our contact form over at lawabidingbiker.com/contact. And he also left a donation, because you can do that because we spend a very large amount of time trying to answer and help bikers, and we do a lot of it for free. So those donations are appreciated. Thank you for your time, he writes. I'm not sure if I have a case or if I am just grasping at straws, but I would like to hear your opinion on this. March 2018, I bought a 2018 Harley Breakout. Before taking possession of the bike, I had them do a Stage 4 117 kit, Vance & Hines 2-into-2 big radius pipes, and a tune for it. I was not given a choice or options for what tuner they used. Shows on the build, it was PV TC2 Power Vision Flash. Fast forward 1 year, 3 months-ish, and 5,000 miles. The engine started knocking from piston slap in the cylinder. Took it into Harley. Of course, they told me the warranty was voided because of the tune, and I paid out $5,500 to fix the issue.
Jeez. Man.
Now, the questions, EPA made it illegal to sell products that alter the ECM. Not sure when. In 2016, EPA forced Harley-Davidson to stop selling the illegal aftermarket defeat devices in the U.S. by August 23rd, 2016. After watching our video, he references, quote, Harley can't void your warranty anymore, EPA-compliant Harley EFI tuners, unquote. And some other research got me thinking. If Harley and dealerships were told they could not sell tuners, example, the Power Vision tuner, that weren't EPA compliant after August 2016, and they did that, would be a breach of agreement, ? So, did Harley dealership willingly sell a tuner that was illegal, or sold the tuner under the pretense it was EPA compliant, which would not void the warranty? Do you think there would be a case against the Harley dealership and Harley-Davidson itself to get the engine repairs covered? My thoughts of this, whichever way the Harley dealership would answer this question, they would be screwed either way if my assumptions are correct. Is there any info you can point me to or cases like this? My response: thank you so much for your generous donation. We spend a lot of our time answering emails and assisting bikers, so your support truly helps us continue our work. Your question is excellent and has given me a lot to think about as I try to provide a helpful answer. I'm not an attorney and I don't play one on TV either.
You should.
But I'll do my best to offer some insights. There seem to be two main issues here: the piston slap engine problem you experienced and the EFI tuner that voided your warranty. I'm not sure about the paperwork you signed or the conversations you had with the service department during the installation of the Stage 4 upgrade parts. It's well known that Harley voids warranties for aftermarket non-EPA compliant tuners. The challenge is to provide that the EFI tuner caused the engine issue, which I would think would be difficult. The engine work was completed and the warranty had expired by the time you encountered the problem. Additionally, during the transition period with the EPA and tuners, dealerships had varying practices as they received updated information and adjusted their procedures. If you were to pursue legal action, you need to go after the specific dealership and somehow prove the engine issue was caused by the non-compliant tuner. If you want to address the sale of a non-compliant EFI tuner, that would be a matter for the EPA to enforce rather than a civil lawsuit. With all that in mind, it might be worthwhile to consult with an attorney who specializes in these cases to see what they recommend. Ultimately, the burden of proof will be on you, and pursuing this could involve significant out-of-pocket expenses. I hope this helps in some way. If you decide to move forward, please keep us updated. I'd love to hear how it all turns out. All right. So,
Man,
there you go. A lot going on there. We've done a lot of videos on all the EFI tuner stuff. Yeah, good question, and appreciate the donation. And hopefully that was helpful.
yeah, raw deal for him though.
Yeah, $5,500 out of pocket sucks.
Yep.
Hey, Bikeaholics, 030 has a wide variety of innovative products for your Harley-Davidson and a brand new line for the all-new Honda Goldwing named Gold Strike. Top quality, affordable chrome lighting and comfort products. Zero Gold Strike are the motorcycle LED lighting innovators for CAN bus plug-and-play system compatibility. Head over to lawabidingbiker.com/store. Check out our full line of Zero 3D products. Yeah. Here we go. Part 2 of 2
Nice.
of our East Coast adventure. Welcome back, you freaking bikeaholics. This is the podcast for the motorcycle majority, the Big MM, also known as the
99%ers.
large
And in charge.
of the motorcycle scene. More than any time in history, by being here, by listening, you're part of what we call the hashtag.
Biker Revolution, bitches.
Yes. We have just one question for before we get started. What are you waiting for, bikeaholics?
Mount up and let us take you on another wild-ass ride.
There you go. You hear the vodka speaking. Ryan Urlacher here, your host of the Law Abiding Biker podcast and your high-tech redneck. All right, so we appreciate you guys being here. Our patron members, if you're listening to this in audio format later, much later, I just want to let you know that after we went off part 1, a lot of the patron members, which is just complete dedication, and we appreciate it. They're like, stay live, stay live. So we literally let the live run. We went, took a break. We're living on Cliff Bars and some meat and cheese packs I had in the freezer and vodka.
Little beef jerky.
I'm not living on vodka. I'm living on a Guinness right now, but
Does a buddy good.
we appreciate that. And
Figure it
we want to they support us, and we wanted to support you guys. If that's something you requested, we made it happen.
Yep.
And we took so we just chowed some trail mix, whatever Cliff Bars I had in the shop here. And here we are back for part 2 of 2. So you'll get this in the back end of your patron accounts either way, even if you're not watching live. So always be checking the back end of your patron accounts, guys, because there's stuff being uploaded. Yeah, pay attention to the back end.
I actually do appreciate the fact that we stayed live, because now I don't have to upload episode 2 within 24 hours as you dictated earlier.
Right.
Slave drivers.
I still think you should, but
I don't have to now.
all right. I'm going to bring Russell. Russell Roberts was a patron member. Obviously, y'all know him. He was in part 1, and I'm going to go ahead and bring him in and see if we got audio. Hello, Russell. You there?
OG.
No, man.
Hey guys, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
We can. Where's the mic?
Couldn't get it to work.
Okay. All right.
I'm working off an iPad tonight, so
Gotcha. Okay.
You're clean it up. Get your shit together.
Don't worry. When I edit the podcast, I'll make you
Matt
sound
can clean
great.
it all up. He'll
Yeah.
make me sound wonderful.
Oh, yeah. I'll make you sound like a stallion.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Well, thanks, Russell, for being here again for part 2 and all the patron members that are hanging with us. We'll get just a few things here. We handled the email. We do have we do now, since my producer actually wrote it in there. We do have a new free video that Lurch would now like to mention.
Oh, yeah. I would love to. Love to mention this one. So every Harley, the name of this video is every Harley owner with a cable clutch must fix this. Do it yourself. The Fatbagger's Easy Clutch Adjuster. If you're not aware, a lot of the newer bikes have this.
All the newer.
Well,
not a lot. All.
So last week,
That's how they're manufacturing
a few
them
weeks
now.
ago,
I almost feel like you're my wife right now.
Totally, dude. That was a total setup, dude.
The newer bikes, they changed the way that the clutch cable is adjusted. It used to be a screw. I'm trying to think of the word. Turn bolt kind of thing.
Yeah, it was a double lock nut against
Like a
it.
friction
A collar.
Turnbuckle?
Turnbuckle, thank
There
you.
you
Yeah, exactly. It's a turnbuckle setup.
I actually think it's more like a
Has no
long
idea
nut
what it
rather than a turnbuckle.
I think a turnbuckle will put.
I don't know.
it's a
I don't
friction nut.
I don't
Just leave
think-
it alone.
No, it's not friction nut. It's two nuts. Anyways, turnbuckle.
Move on. Leave it alone. Leave it alone. Move on.
If you're just listening, you can't see our hand signals.
Have you ever heard of this term called docking?
Oh my god.
So, anyways, I think a turnbuckle is the best way to describe it. Anywho, you can adjust it, and you can make some fine adjustments in your clutch and your cable clutch. The newer bikes have a spring-loaded release that sets at a preset tension, and so you lose a lot of that fine adjustment ability. So, Fatbaggers came out with a turnbuckle type adjustment for these new bikes, and we show you. We got a video. Don't worry, it's a fairly easy install. And Bob Dawson says barrel
nuts.
Thanks.
Barrel nuts thing.
Turnbuckle shit.
Turnbuckle.
It's a barrel of
The
nuts.
double bolts.
Barrel of
Something was
nuts.
happening.
Anyways, the easy the Fatbagger's Easy Clutch Adjuster gives you that fine adjustment so that you can adjust the clutch to release where you like it, away from your handlebar. It's a fairly inexpensive item that will increase the rideability of your bike at least 15%.
Yep.
Maybe 20.
From the manufacturer?
Guaranteed.
Guaranteed. And it'll make it 10 miles an hour.
I do like how Bob Dawson puts question mark too. So I mean, it's like nobody knows exactly what the fuck everybody knows what we're talking about. Just don't know the specific term.
It's hard to explain.
it's a
I actually
thing.
think a turnbuckle is probably the best explanation of it.
Probably.
No, I'm going with Bob, barrel nut.
He's got nothing.
He's definitely smarter than all of us sitting here. So, it's a must, guys. If you have the cable clutch, 21 or newer, you got to just
18 or newer, depending on softail
depending
models.
on softail models. So, thanks for being my wife.
Hey, I had to,
I saw what you were doing there.
Perfect.
I picked up what you're laying down.
Nice.
We sell the crap out of those things, guys.
The bejesus.
First thing I did to my 24, I think one of the very first things. So we have them in stock. We ship them daily, and grab them now, guys. You will be so happy, and you don't have to deal with that. How Harley wants your clutch adjusted. I don't like how Harley adjusts my clutch. So that gives me the power back to do that. Now we want you to become a patron member. We love our sponsors up front, but we would love to become a patron member and get the benefits and all that kind of stuff, guys. These folks are a direct reason. These are some of our newest patron members that we're coming to you strong after 11 years and no plans of stopping. You ain't stopping us.
Appreciate the still after 11 years, you guys still giving back. Jesse Kripe of South Haven, Minnesota, top tier member. Joe Touchstone of New River, Arizona. He's also a top tier. Scott Hendry of Tacoma, Washington, right in our backyard.
There you go. Last time we had one from Tacoma too, if I remember right.
Yeah,
So
We did.
lawabidingbiker.com/Patreon, Patreon. Pledge a certain amount per piece of content. No risk to you because you can put a monthly cap. We understand the family budget and staying within that. There are benefits for signing up, such as t-shirts and stickers. You get access to the private Facebook group, which is a troll-free zone. It is literally nothing but bikers helping and connecting with other bikers in there. You get access to live video broadcasts and chat like this right here. Access to premium videos up on request, and of course, access to those awesome ride, meetup, and events. Multiples of those going on here in 24. In part 1, we just spoke of the one that Russell and others organized over in the Tennessee area. We really appreciate you considering becoming a patron member. Get involved. There you go.
Do it.
Nailed it.
Nailed it. Picking it up. So let me bring the notes back up here. All right. So
we're in Cookeville.
We're in Cookeville. And this is where we're picking back up here. If you guys listened, well, you should have, to episode 1, because this isn't going to make sense. But once you get here, this is now, we're done with the logistics of getting there and kind of spending some time in Nashville, the patron meetup. Now, the next days, 4 through 10, we're throttle down. We are going to see a lot of country, experience a lot of things. And so this is where we're going to start breaking that down, and we'll just pick it up. So done with patron event. We got into Cooksville, spent the night. Not a lot happened. Anything in Cooksville, not a lot there. It was just a place. And this is Sunday, June 9th, correct? And we're leaving out of Cooksville. Is that where we're picking up?
That is correct.
Okay.
Your notes say.
Yep. All right. Pick it up. Anybody who would like to pick up from there. I just want to make sure we're on the
out of Cookeville, huh? We had some weather up ahead of us. Worried about a little bit of rain that day. I think for the most part, from what I remember, stayed fairly dry. Pretty nice day of riding. And this was a pretty badass day. Like, we knew we were coming up with something kind of special that a lot of people try to get out too. And that is the tail of the dragon. So we were able to hit the tail of the dragon before we got there. We ran into a couple troopers. I saw one of the guys his car sitting on the side of the road, and I was actually curious if it was just an empty car sitting there just to slow people down, or if it was actually a real cop car over there. And so by the time I wandered over there, a trooper had come out of whatever little store that he was in. I started kind of BSing with him, and then pretty soon a lot more of the guys came over and we're kind of talking to them, and he was telling us that the tail is actually deemed one of the most dangerous roads in the state of Tennessee. And so there is overtime for coppers every day of the week, basically, to be out there, 8, 10. He goes, they'll probably even do 12-hour shifts if you want to be out there for that, because they just want guys out there, slow people down. He was warning us. He said, hey, people come across, in cages, they'll come across on the wrong side of the road on you. He's like, so, stay kind of the center, watch out for people. He was telling me, I was wondering about fatalities on the road, and he said, not a ton of them. And this is me guessing, is just simply because of the speed. It's not a road you can go ripping on at 60 miles an hour. You might get up to 40 or something. You hit 50 or whatever on a Harley, but it's not a road that you're going to come into a lot of these corners really ripping it. So if you do go flying, you're just going to screw yourself up. You're probably not going to kill yourself. But yeah, he was warning us, like I said, stay on your own side of the road. And then the other thing we got really lucky with here is before we had left, they were paving the tail. And so he had also warned us. He said, hey, he goes, with the rain last night, he goes, a lot of that oil is coming up through the asphalt. And said, hey, make sure, you're careful on the corners. He's like, you could probably rip some of them. What he tells 40 or something like that. He's like, you'd probably be all right doing something like that. But he goes, you keep it slow, because he goes, your tire's going to wash out with the new oil on the road. But
yeah,
it was brand new pavement, and I was glad, because leading up to this trip, I had been emailing Department of Transportation, and I went to Tail of the Dragon site. It was really misinformation, so to speak, because it wasn't always up to date. And I was just like, I just want to know if it's going to be open when we're going through, because I was going to be devastated.
Yeah.
But
to travel that far and not be able to ride
correct.
it, that would have been
for
horrible.
sure. Yeah.
And so leading up, it was like a week before, or not even quite a week, they put on their thing that it was officially repaved. I saw some guys had ridden it. They said it's done. It's completely repaved and you're good to go. So I was stoked about that, because that would have been
good thing it was repaved, because before there'll be a lot of with a mountainside. You've probably seen them out there where you guys are, where one side of the road, downhill side, will dip. It'll drop. The pavement will drop. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
There was a lot of areas like that on the Dragon.
Yeah, I just saw. I think yesterday, one of the photography places that sits on the hard corners, and a car had gone from the right lane. It was making a sweeping left, and it was completely off the roadway. So the photo was the car into the trees and into the mountain, into the hillside.
Yeah.
It was a full-size car, just completely off the roadway.
Yeah.
But I mean, that just goes to talk to like what Popeye was saying is like cars, bikes, they come across the lane because they would have went across the up traffic on that
That's
corner.
the biggest danger.
Yeah. That's where I think you're going to get most of your accidents is just other people crossing their lanes, not holding their line. Yeah.
And one thing to remember about this,
crazy.
and like I never thought about this as a younger guy when I used to go, I used to do a lot of snowmobiling. I used to be kind of a crazy son of a bitch up in the mountains on snowmobiles. And one thing you never think of is how long emergency services may take to get to you. So I was talking to this troop, and he was saying he was on one accident, husband and wife, they're on a Harley, went down, and the husband, I didn't ask what his injuries were, but he goes, he's basically dying in front of me. And he goes, he's laying out, he's trying to help him, and the wife is like, where in the hell is the ambulance at? Where are they? And he's like, well, about an hour out. Be here in about an hour.
Yep.
And then after that, then you got to get you back down to a helipad to fly you out. The helipad's another, 20, 30 minutes down the road. And so, and I don't remember if the guy ended up dying or not, but it's like, you're out in the middle of nowhere. You're not,
there's no landing a helicopter out there.
No. Well, there is a helicopter pad, but it's probably like 20 or not on the highway. It's 20 or 30 minutes back down the road.
Yeah.
And so it's a, if you screw up and you go down, you hurt yourself bad out there, you are waiting for an ambulance. I mean, you're looking at a good 45 minutes to an hour. In fact, we did the same thing here in Southeast Washington damn near 10 years ago, remember? We had somebody riding with us go down, broke their femur, and it was a good 45 minutes until we got an ambulance with a crew out there that actually had
ALS.
Yeah, advanced life-saving. So it wasn't, like your EMTs and stuff may show up first, and the best they're going to do for you is take a pulse and take a blood pressure, and they're not giving you any pain meds, anything like that. And this person that had went down, I said, broke their femur. When that first ambulance arrived, I looked at the ambulance, and just because of our jobs, I go, they ain't going to be able to do anything for you. I'm like, you're still waiting. Yeah. So it's the same thing here. You may be waiting a good hour until help arrives. So it's one of those things is take it easy. Don't be stupid. You can really ruin your day.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. And the tail of the dragon itself, guys, just to, I know so many of you have been on it, but it's not like a road that you can't find other places. As far as corners go, the reason it's a high fatality rate is because it's a tourist destination now. Yeah. And so you've got all these race cars and you've got all these guys that are riding bikes that don't know how to ride. If that wasn't that case, it's not a dangerous road. It's dangerous because people make it dangerous.
For sure.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
High volume.
High volume. And then that goes into the fatality is the, time it takes to get, if you look into all why that's the highest fatality road, there's a lot of factors that go into that.
And that brings up, like, I think it was 2 years ago when we did the 101 down to San Fran, and that was my first ride on my street glide, and we had a curvy road, and there's just, even us trying to be safe and doing it right, I ended up riding the center line as a car was coming around a hard pin turn,
trying to keep up with somebody.
And they were on the center line, and I thought for sure we were going to collide. And I'm not the best rider, but I feel pretty competent. But it's just those moments you never know. Like, I go, I can go a little wide here, but the car coming the other way is probably doing the same thing. So we're both riding the center line, and I almost T-boned a car on my street glide.
That fucked him up. That car would have been upset about that. They'd have been sorry.
They would have ran their windshield wiper and kept driving. But that's Tail of the Dragon. Same thing is, you start getting in those corners, you're concentrating on every corner. There's not a moment. As soon as you lose focus, you're going into the other lane because you miss your line. You miss the balance of the bike or whatever it is, and that's where on the Tail of the Dragon, there's so many corners back to back. That car coming up, you go into their lane if you're not paying attention, and now you're doing a head on with them, and it's your fault. So
we were talking about in the last episode on a road that Snowman had given us that was badass road on our way to Cookeville, and we were ripping it pretty good. And then on this particular day, what was funny is we actually had some guys that had missed their corners a little bit of where they should be and kind of put themselves in a real bad situation. So it just goes to show that, like I said, competent riders, guys that ride a lot, if you're not paying attention on this road, you can find yourself in a bad spot and really put yourself in a position that you should not be.
Right.
One of the other guys, actually, to no fault of his own, that we're riding with, he was taking a corner and he framed out. He had, remember, he changed some aftermarket highway pegs and came down, and he's lucky in high side. He came down, hit his new highway pegs that he had put on, and it popped his rear tire up because he framed it out, popped it over, and luckily he saved it.
Luckily it grabbed because they won't always grab.
Yeah, well, high side you.
Yep.
Yeah,
and so, because I remember I looked in my side mirror, and basically he was in the wrong side of the lane. I'm like, I was giving him shit later. I'm like, dude, what happened? How'd you miss your corner? And he's like, and he told me the story like I just told you. It framed him out, popped his rear tire up, shot him into the other lane, and luckily he was able to save it.
Yeah, he talked about that when he got back here. He was getting them off of there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he's like, screw that. If it's not going to fold in with the bike because it didn't allow any more lean angle like he was told, and he's like, yep, those are gone.
Yep. I will say, just here's the deal. Everybody has their different levels of experience. That's about motorcycling, guys, is you have to know your abilities and limitations. And that's the problem with places like Tail the Dragon. I know where I was at, but you guys tend to want to push themselves, and it's not a place to practice. So just if you're the way you stop being in so much danger, just slow the fuck down. And you're not a racer, and depending on how much you've trained, stay within your abilities and then below some to give yourself margins of error. The other issue I see is the photography people.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that's their fault. I'm just saying, unfortunately, they're set up on corners and they're guys are getting sucked into that. Like, I'm going to get the badass shot.
Cool
I'm going to go way faster than I should on this corner. And I don't know that that's safe for them to they're in the glide path. And I'm like, you realize you guys are in the glide path. Like if somebody slides here, they're sliding into your fucking booth. And I know they're trying to do a job. I'm just saying, it's not the photographer's fault. They're doing a job. But
it inspires stupidity.
It does.
Right?
It does.
Yeah, the ownership's on the rider, right?
Yep.
Ultimately, your life's on you.
Yeah.
You ride your ability, but that is causing a distraction in the corner where they're going to try and outperform themselves for the shot.
Correct.
And
even part of that is, I think people look over at that photographer
that too.
Sure,
and you taking your eyes off of where you should be. You know, like I always talk about head and eyes of where you're supposed to be going, and they look over at that photographer to see, ooh, is he getting that shot? You know, and then it takes your eyes off of you should be maintaining through that corner.
Right.
For sure.
Yeah. There's a lot of stuff going on it. I'm glad that it's fun and we wrote it. We're not going to go over that.
Check.
It's a lot of fucking corners.
But now you can claim you did it.
Yep, I said,
right?
check, done it. Probably don't need to do it again.
Yeah, I will tell you right now.
I'll be honest.
I don't care.
If I never do it again, I'm happy.
Yeah,
there's
I
way
don't
better
care.
roads to ride.
Yeah, and we'll get into that.
Way better.
Yeah, stop jumping ahead, snowman. Calm down.
Sorry, Jeez, sorry, man.
So what was
thinking about what you guys did? I'm just talking about what I did. Anyway,
so it was very cool. At the end of this, we came in. Was it Pigeon Forge? Was that the name of that place? Yeah, Pigeon Forge. Stop. Nope, that was a different one. That was at the end of what was the name of the town that we stopped in at the end of?
Deals Gap.
Devil's Gap. Thank you.
Deals Gap.
Deals Gap. Yep. Deals Gap. You're right.
Yeah.
That's the whole.
Did you see the Tree of Shame?
Yep. Tree of Shame.
Oh yeah.
Might be some law-abiding biker stickers on the trees.
Likely.
All right.
And about 4 of them.
Yeah, so kind of cool. We went in there and grabbed a beer, at the end of the road and sat down. Hadn't had a break in a while, so kind of neat. Sit down and have a cold one before we continued on. And the other interesting thing was approaching. Remember how many different directions there were that we could have went? Harley Ride Planner, Google
On the
Maps.
way there?
I had 3 different maps up. I had Google Maps, Harley Ride Planner, and Rever. And all 3 of them, like we would literally pull up to a T intersection and one would tell me go right, one would tell me go left. And I'd look back at Ryan and be like, which way does yours say to go? He's like, says to go right. And I'm like, well, 2 out of the 3 say we're going left. We're going left. And so it was interesting how many different, even when we'd already pre-planned which way for it to go, and it kept rerouting itself. But it got us there. And I don't know what the other route looked like, but the way we went was pretty damn scenic.
It was very scenic.
Which way did you go?
That way.
He
Well,
just
we came
said
in
we
from
don't know.
when we came in from the north, obviously, but it just takes you through all those different county roads and it takes you through shortcuts. And that's all it is. If you look at that map, there's a billion different ways you can go. It was just choosing for us depending on which application you were using. So I don't know the answer to that question, Russell.
I know those roads. I was
we know you do.
Moonshine or, where'd you end up that night?
Slow down.
Slow down. We're not there yet. We have a major story in between then and the night.
Good.
Okay.
So anyway, we continued on. We had lunch in Brayson City, North Carolina. Mountain Layers Brewing Company. Pretty cool place. They had a food truck outside. You go out, you get all your
that was cool.
Yeah, you get all your eats outside, and we went up on the patio upstairs, and they got pretty good beers. They had quite a good beer selection, good food selection.
It's a beautiful little city. You come down into it. It reminds me of Ouray.
Too.
Remember Ouray?
Ouray.
Or Ouray? Is it Ouray?
I thought it was Ouray.
No, it's Ouray.
It's on the $1 million highway.
Yeah, we've been schooled on it many times on YouTube because I called it Ouray.
You kept saying Ouray. It's Ouray.
Ouray, yeah. I know it's weird because it's not spelled that way, but we've been schooled. Yes.
Hey, Ryan, I think it's Ouray.
Ouray. That's what it kind of reminded me of. Beautiful little city that you come kind of down into, and it's just surrounded by mountains. Cool. And
right.
Yeah.
Well, it was random too because we came in. I mean, we had nothing, and then all of a sudden it was a town that was busy with tourism and stuff, and then when we left, there was nothing.
Yep.
So it was kind of a weird
very much
spot.
Ouray.
Yeah, very much Ouray.
So pretty awesome. And then the hell did we go from there? We went up through the Great Smoky Mountains, right? Great Smoky Mountains Parkway or something. Went up through. We got up to what was? You have it on your notes here of. Russell will probably know it. The Lookout
Klingman's Dome.
Klingman's Dome, right there where we got fogged out.
Klingman's Dome, and so we tried to get up.
Klingman's Dome, all that. Yeah.
Yep. So we tried to get up in there, and it was fogged out, and
right at the top, unfortunately.
Yeah. And so you couldn't see a thing. We got up there, and it was just thicker than snot, and so
it was like that there this weekend.
Yeah,
we was up there. Yeah, it gets that way a lot.
So we got out of there and started heading back down the mountain, and we were heading towards Pigeon Forge, which is what Dolly World in that area. Is that
getting some sweet photos?
Is that correct, Russell?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so it's right outside of Dollywood, and so anyway, we pulled over on the side of the road. We got in Dollywood. But we pulled over on the side of the road. It was starting to get a little bit of rain.
A little bit.
And, well, not at that point, but it was funny because I turned around and like, hey, you guys want to gear up or what?
I was wondering when you're going to make the call because we were starting to get wet. So it's either do or die now.
Yeah.
It's either gear up or we're just going to get fucking soaked. So
I'm like, you guys want to gear up? Nobody says anything. I'm like, you want to gear up or are we just going to go? And so we said, well, let's check the Doppler. Okay, check Doppler. And then somebody jumped out in Doppler like, we probably better put gear on.
I'm glad we did.
It was the fucking skies opened up, and we were riding down a river. Down a river, it was
scary.
We were doing probably 20 miles an hour because all of us.
Yeah, but it wasn't our fault. We were doing.
This is
20.
coming out of the hills. This is coming from Klingman's Dome down into Pigeon Forge.
In between,
you went through Gatlinburg, Pigeon Forge. You're on the worst traveled road for tourism, man. It's stoplights, traffic.
Well, that was the thing is we didn't want to be doing 20 in downpour rain, but the cagers were all doing 20 in the rain. Like they had no idea what was going on. And we're crawling along the rain, and I'm like, I don't need to go this slow, and I'm on two wheels. I want to get past this.
Well,
but they could not figure it out.
Safety source thought that was fine because there's literally a river running down the middle of the road.
I don't care if I go straight. It's not going to do anything.
Don't say that.
You should have called me. I could have given you.
Ryan was going straight when he got hydroplane
you can
last
hydroplane.
year.
Yeah, I get it. 20 miles an hour is a bit excessive.
Sorry, Russell, what were you saying, brother?
Oh, you should have called me. I could have given you a different route.
Yeah, dude.
Gotten you out of all that.
I thought you were saying we should have called you. You could turn the rain off.
Yeah.
No,
that would have been awesome.
I could have given you a better way to go, man. There's a way to.
It was fine. It was a great story.
You got to quit talking over each other.
Yeah. Go ahead, Russell.
I'm keep going. Ready?
Oh, I was just saying, you went through the main drag, I bet.
Yeah, we did.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, we didn't even know we were going to go through there on the map. It was just a means to an end to get where we were, but that was the ride plan, and I didn't even know what that. I didn't even know what that city was. I had to ask afterwards. I'm like, looking around, I had to ask, what the hell town was that with all that amusement park shit?
All that bullshit on the side of the road.
Yeah.
It reminded me of Branson, Missouri quite a bit.
Yeah.
Except on steroids.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, after we made it through that torrential downpour, some people who thought that they had waterproof gear later that night found out their gear was not so waterproof.
He's looking at you.
They had a fucking puddle in their backpack or in their gear. I can tell you that your tried and true Rick Rack with the waterproof bag over the top of it was nice and dry.
It's legit.
All my shit was perfect. Somebody else's?
Mm-hmm.
Wet. wet.
To be fair, the bag, it was a bag I got off Amazon. I don't know.
Kind of like Harbor Freight straps. Very similar, right?
Up until this point, it worked very well.
Up until it was wet. When it was dry, the waterproof bag.
I still stand
Until
by.
it
No,
rained.
because us riding, it was fine.
Yeah.
It was when we sat there and Sunshine decided to dump his bike on a parking lot. That's when all the rain happened.
I don't remember him dumping his bike. Sunshine did?
Yes, when we were gearing up. Remember? We're literally
Oh,
standing
yeah,
there. Everybody's standing
put his
still,
kick-
and
he
all
forgot to put his
of a sudden you
kickstand
hear. Yeah.
So the moral of the story is that the waterproof bag works great until it rains.
Until it doesn't.
Yeah.
So get a Rick Rack.
Yeah. In
Waterproof. Yeah.
Jake in the chat says it worked until it didn't.
Yeah.
Yep. Moral of the story.
In dry heat, waterproof works great. So after we got through Pigeon Forge, it was basically we were just laying down miles, and we were heading towards Bristol, Tennessee. We got a chapter in Bristol, and that was pretty fun. It'd been probably a couple of years, probably 2 years since we got a chapter in Bristol, and so our Bristol chapter met up with us. Unfortunately, because they have races and such there, they were unable to ride with us. They get mandated to have to work overtime for the NASCAR races and such. And so weren't able to go with us, but it was pretty fun. They were at least able to meet us in the evening, and we got to go out and get dinner and a few drinks with them.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, good time and dry out. And hope the next day it wasn't going to rain. It was kind of looking like it. But so we're up. I want to start this day, day 5, Monday, June 10th. So Bristol, Tennessee, we're leaving. And we had went to Starbucks in the morning to get a coffee. Remember the battery thing we talked about earlier? Well, up on leaving, I had to jump start my bike. Luckily, Lurch we have them in the store, guys. Awesome little jump packs. And again, this is a story of having the proper gear. We would have had to literally call a tow truck to come jump us. Because my bike wouldn't start. And that was weird because it had been running good with the lithium ion battery, my 24 Street Light up to this point. But again, we had the trailer issue and all that. But Lurch jumped me with the jump pack. Jumped me with the jump pack, and it felt really good.
Just wanted you to say that again.
He jumped me with a jump pack, and it felt really good. And we got my bike up and going, but that caused a little bit of concern, which is going to come into play a little bit later.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I had a ride plan already set up months and months before this. Our Bristol, Tennessee guys sat down in the morning. They met us at one of them met us at Starbucks, and he sat down with me.
Sorry.
And he sat down with me and said, "Hey, what route are you going?" Well, I had planned a route, and we're going east. We're going to end up in Virginia City this day, and I had planned a route based on how it looked on Google Maps and kind of looked like some windy roads. I wasn't going to just take the main freeway. Anyways, he said, "Hey, there's this road. Hey, way better.
Hey, girl.
Than what you guys are riding." And so I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to make it work because just time and miles that we're doing. But I sat down on my laptop, got on Ride Planner, and said, "Yeah, I think we can do that." Anyways, it's very popular. It's called the Snake, is what they call it. And and if you go to the Snake, it's all www.thesnake421, thesnake421.com. They have their own.
Make sure your safe search is on.
Yes,
If you Google that,
right,
please.
I'm guessing it's State Route 421 or something.
Yeah.
U.S. Yeah.
So they have their own website. It's not as well known as Tail of the Dragon, but what you're going to find out here in a minute, I'll let these guys kind of talk about it. But Anyways, I'm glad I was able to reroute that and it worked into our ride plan. So we made an on the fly change there and we were off. It did add an hour to the ride.
Worth it.
Worth every second of that, I'd say. But go ahead and jump in there, guys.
Cowboy, you want to talk about it?
Horrible
I'll bet
road.
you do. So anyway, it was it was
It was nice seeing you guys. I'll see you next podcast.
Go
I'm
ahead.
just gonna go. Nope, it's cool. See you guys.
no, he's out of here. He's got a bathroom. You want to go? So anyway, yeah, this thing was it was awesome. Like they say, they call it the Snake Highway 421. Badass road.
Yep.
No freaking potholes. It was paved nicely. Great corners.
Not all the bikes. Not
Well, we
touristy.
didn't have the traffic, which was awesome.
Hardly any traffic.
Yeah,
no
we could just
trucks.
rip it, yeah.
We were ripping it pretty good.
I mean, we were within the legal speed limits on all corners.
I would say the main difference is the Dragon's got a lot of like 15 mile an hour,
Yes.
10 mile an hour technical curves where it's
The Snake
not
had
a
them
lot
too,
of fun, but not as many.
but it had
a lot more.
diversity.
Yeah, a little more sweeping curves where you can actually carry some more speed through them.
yeah.
Safety
curves,
source at least went 10
Some
miles an hour.
straightaways.
Yeah.
We actually caught up to another group of bikers. Remember that? Yeah. And I get really excited when I catch somebody and they're going slow as shit, and I can just feel my blood pressure going up. And I just said, you know what? I did the same thing in Maui when I was riding up to
Hana,
the road to Hana. I'm like, you know what? I can feel myself getting pissed off. I'm just going to pull over and I'm going to let them get ahead of me.
Yeah, right.
And so, we caught those guys and there's no room to pass. There's nothing you can do. And they weren't moving to the side for us. I was like, fuck it. I just pulled to the side and everyone was like, what are you doing? I'm like,
Just
we're taking a
waiting.
break. We're
Just
taking a break.
waiting.
We're going to let these guys get in front of us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we could take off because they were putting. It's kind of like when you're in Sturgis and you're riding the Black Hills or something, and you get behind a billion people and they're all going 15 miles an hour, and just drives me nuts. But
Yep.
so it was nice. We just pulled over, took it easy for a bit, and then got back on it. And this road, like Lurch was saying, a lot of diversity to it. You can carry some speed. You had some technical corners. And then you'd break out into like open farmland for a bit, and then kind of back into the the corners and stuff. I can't recommend it enough.
Awesome. A lot of fun.
I'm saying that until the Dragon was cool, it was on the bucket list. Don't care if I ever ride it again. This I would ride over and over.
Yeah.
This is better in my opinion. I'm sorry if that pisses some people off.
100%.
Just because there is no traffic. It's got just as many corners, I think. They're awesome. You don't have that. I don't like the touristy. Unfortunately, this has a website, and I'm afraid over time it's going to get more touristy.
And pesky cops aren't sitting on the corner radaring you.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. So it by far I liked it better than Tail of the Dragon for a lot of different reasons. Again, I'm glad I did the Tail, but this is, guys, is a little secret that I hope. I don't even know if it's a secret. It's just not as commercialized is what
It's not a secret. But no, it's not as. Tail of the Dragon is the infamous road. There's a shit ton of other roads around here.
Language.
And
he's
Don't listen
guys
to
keep
him.
interrupting him over and over.
Russell's flipping us off on camera.
Yeah, for the listening audience.
I mean, there are so many roads around here that are way better than the Dragon, but the Dragon's the most famous one around.
Yeah, well said. So that we had a ball on that, and then so we're going to stop in Greensboro, North Carolina for lunch. That's where we had a lunch stop. And so here's where my battery issue comes in. I did a live out there on the side of the road on Instagram at the time.
Might have flown a drone in the middle of the freeway.
There was drone flying. We got some great shots.
Watch out for the semi.
Yeah. Are you high enough? Yeah. But I was just driving along, and my bike went completely dead, and it's like a four laner, and it's a big freeway.
Big.
And we were inside track, and so I was in the back, completely in the back this time, nobody behind me, and I had to take the shoulder because I had zero power. Everything just went lights off and dead. I coasted the shoulder. Of course, the other guys keep going on, and so it took a little while.
At some point, I realized you were not back there, and I called you, but you were on the phone with Lee.
Yeah. So I started making some calls and let the guys know that that I was there, and sorry, I had to turn that down a little bit to let them know, hey, I'm stranded. The bike won't start. There's zero power. The IFCU infotainment control unit won't come on. So I know this is dead. So anyways, eventually Lee, Popeye, and Lurch made it back. The rest of the guys went into Greensboro. Again, I talked about the Cruise Tool RTH3 kit. Thank God we had it because I knew we could at least dump a battery and install it. And so we waited on the side of the freeway for a while the rest, I think Squirt, ended up, those guys found a battery. At this point, we just needed to find a battery. So I didn't grab a lithium ion because there's certain brands that I want to get if I do that. We grabbed a lead acid and it got hauled out to me. And we were able to get that installed on the side of the freeway. Bike fired right up. And it was not a bike issue, guys. I made the post. And a lot of guys, of course, the freaking internet got on. Oh, it's because it's a 24. They're having all kinds of. So I had to go on the post and put asterisk. This was not a bike issue, morons. I didn't say morons. But
this is the uncensored podcast.
It just sucks that you have to freaking do that. You know, I'm like, you guys don't even know what happened. You haven't been following that I've been having a battery issue. Anyways,
all battery.
I went back and did that. And I would be the first one to tell you if that was a bike issue. I have no fucking problem with that. But this was not a bike issue. And as of today, I have the lead acid in there. Just been busy. But with that said, real quick, I'm not going to get into it deep. There is information. We haven't had time to confirm it. I'm in contact with my Harley rep. Before I put it out in detail, I want it to be factual and I want to know why. But apparently some preliminary information is that with the 24 and newer bikes with the IFCU, you should not use lithium ion batteries. It's because of the way the system is and the electrical system that the lithium ion batteries go to sleep and it lets it get to a level because it's not talking to the lithium ion that lets it get to a point where it won't go to sleep. So basically that's what mine did. It just shut it off. The lead acids had zero issues. Again, don't take that for like Bible right now. I'm in contact. We're trying to figure it out. And if so, I want to know why. But I've had zero issues with the lead acid battery. So it definitely was a lithium ion battery talking to the bike issue.
Yeah, it went to sleep.
Yep, went to sleep right in the freeway because it was
a great time
fine.
to go to sleep.
Yeah, right.
Sounds like Biden. I don't know about you, but I'm going to go to bed. Remember when he said that overseas?
It's milky time. It's milky time.
He actually said that in the middle of his speech. He's like, I don't know about you, but I'm going to go to bed.
Hey,
not a political podcast. Not a political podcast. We're just...
The lithium ion batteries have a protection circuit. If they get below a certain voltage, they will go to sleep to protect them. And you can wake them up by putting a jump pack on them. But
that sounds great.
When you're going down the road, that's a bad deal. But the issue is we haven't figured it out. We're going to figure it out. It's whether it doesn't recognize it.
The system has some kind of protecting. It only lets it charge because there's lots of electronics, and the IFCU is a whole new system. And I just wish that information would have come out. Would have been nice. But I originally had the stock battery, but that obviously got fried. I think putting in trailer mode.
Russ, is that one still working? I think you put that in there, didn't you? You put that in 2014?
Yep. Turn him out.
I'm sorry, what?
He's on.
Did you put that lead acid in the 2014 and get it going again? The one out of Ryan's.
No, we turned that one into the recycle place.
No. Oh. The original battery out of Ryan's.
The original
bike.
When you first got there.
Yeah, that battery that was in there when you brought it to me.
Yeah.
We put that in Ryan's bike.
Yeah, and it's going
hang
again.
On. You guys are...
No, he's right. The lead acid that was in your 2024 is now in your 2014, and it's working, right?
Oh, no, it's just sitting on the garage floor.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I got another lithium.
All right.
I got another lithium that I put in Ryan's bike.
Okay.
Is that lead acid battery alive or dead?
It's alive. I haven't tested it, but it charged up.
Okay, I thought it was back alive.
Probably dead from sitting on a cement floor. Doesn't it kill him?
It's not. It kills them faster.
Yeah.
They'll revive it.
I just put it on the floor in the garage and put a charger on it, and it charged up with a 1 amp NOCO. You're familiar with NOCO chargers and stuff. Anyway, it charged up, and then I put the what do you call the old battery testers, that load them?
Sure. Go for it.
I don't know.
Familiar with that? Anyway, it's a load tester.
Yeah, I know what you're talking
Put
about.
that on there, and it's good.
Okay.
Okay.
There you go.
Perfect. So we were just in a pinch. And
Moral of the story is put your bikes in tow mode.
yeah, there you go.
Going cross country.
Yep.
Solves a lot of issues.
The issue is we didn't have enough time to get that battery back healthy to get your bike going, so that's why we swapped.
Correct. Yeah, we just had to make a decision.
We were even one time. I think we threw 50 amps on it.
Yeah.
But even just trying to boost it, we left the booster on there and it drained the booster.
Yeah,
1500 amp booster and it drained it. So
that thing was dead.
it was dead.
She was thirsty.
So lunch in Greensboro, it put us about an hour and a half, this little debacle. But again, riding with the crew, tools, we didn't need to any more than an hour and a half and back at it. Natty Green's downtown in Greensboro. That was really good. Nice. It was hot.
Yeah, it was
starting
a nice
to get
place.
pretty warm.
That was a cool place.
I do want to say, Popeye, since you are very physically fit,
Jesus,
and just
Here we go. Here we go.
red.
Recommend a lot of
stand by.
salads.
Mute him.
So, this is rated R for anybody listening. At
I
this
just
point,
wanna-
it's rated R.
I just want to ask Popeye because he is. I got to mute.
salads
that
are healthy.
I got to mute that too. So, and we got to mute. We got to mute Blue too. So it's just me and Popeye now. Everybody else is muted. Oh yeah, you are muted. Yeah, wait, you're yeller. Are you on?
Here we go. Now I'm back.
So being physically fit and into your health and what you put in your body, besides vodka,
That's good for you.
I don't know if that's 100%.
The best way to, if you're going to drink, that's the best way to do it.
I agree. So Lurch decided to, and I'm not no physical specimen like Popeye, but I run faithfully. I work out. I try to be cognitive when I put in my body. And I have learned some things I've researched. So Lurch decided that he was going to order a salad because he wanted to be, quote, healthy for lunch. And me and Popeye, we both started laughing our ass off, dude. And we had to educate Lurch.
Quiet down.
Quiet down. You're
trying to
talk. What do you think about that, Popeye? Is a salad in itself a healtgy alternative?
No, you're going to be hungry in 10 minutes. You eat a bunch of, you eat what food eats. And you're gonna be hungry.
His reason is different than his salad.
Look at him. He's just,
Yeah,
can't stand it.
Yeah, you're eating what food eats, and
protein on my salad.
it's like go ahead and just order the chicken, order the steak.
Right.
You're gonna be full, and by the time you put all your frickin' bullshit ranch dressings and stuff like that
and your
on
bacon bits. And
you're better off. You're going to be less calories and way more protein by having chicken or steak.
Protein and
Right.
fat.
Yes,
Right.
but a lot of people do. It's just funny, Lurch, because a lot of people think that if you eat a salad, all of a sudden you're healthy, and it's not a fact.
And like I said, the biggest thing is
I'll turn you back on.
You are hungry. That is the problem. Like,
Right.
like if eat proteins and good quality proteins, and you're not going to be freaking hungry.
Just eat a salad because it's good. If you feel like a break and you want to eat a salad, just eat it, but not because it's healthy. I just felt like a change. It's really crispy and it's good, and I'm going to load it up with ranch.
I drink vodka, and I don't go, it's healthy for me. I like it. I like it. It's good.
That was excellent.
I had a
That was
salad
an excellent point.
with protein, and I had oil and vinegar. I don't eat fucking ranch.
Still
Ranch
not-
is disgusting. I had oil and vinegar.
We're not talking. We're just talking about your statement that you think it's healthy. It's no more healthier
My
than
salad
if
was
you. It's no more
healthier.
healthy than if you would have just got a steak, dude. Don't eat. You should
They
have just
didn't
got
have
a steak.
steak as an option. There was all a
Look,
bunch of
he's
hamburgers.
Still trying to
and shit.
stick to it.
I cut out the carbs.
Could have got a hamburger and taken the bun off.
Correct. That's what you do.
Carbs.
Yeah,
You eat carbs.
you do a
Look-
certain amount.
Look at the look on his
Oh,
face.
listen,
Like,
you guys, everyone who's a, you know
Look
what,
at-
a
look at-
dietitian.
here we
Jesus
go.
Christ, fuck off, fuck off.
We got him.
I had a
Buttons
salad.
pushed.
I had a healthy salad.
Yeah.
This podcast has gone off the
There was
rails. Ladies and gentlemen,
was-
welcome
anyways.
to the shit show.
There was no ranch, none of that crappy,
anyways,
creamy shit. I had a healthy salad.
Just because you have a salad is not healthy. So that's the point. Anyways,
you're making a general statement. statement.
It is a very general
The actual salad that I had was healthy.
'cause
No, it wasn't.
A
fuck it
salad
wasn't?
versus a deep fried, I don't know, pickle,
Thank you.
chicken strips. It's
'Kay.
healthier
I did-
than that.
Moving on.
I didn't have a
General
Not a whole
statement.
lot.
I didn't have a
Wow.
pulled pork sandwich
Okay,
and French
Russell.
fries.
All right. Salad's not healthy. Moving on.
Oh my
Long
God, you
haul
guys are
to
retarded.
Virginia Beach. 85
start
degrees.
typing shit over so
We
we
were
also
in
read it.
late to Virginia Beach.
change it.
We got in about 7:30 p.m. or so. Nice 75 degrees.
That was a long day.
It was a
was
long
nice.
day.
That was a long day.
It was. We had a beautiful place in Virginia Beach. Now, a lot of the
Super
guys,
nice.
was this the one, a lot of people think Virginia Beach is kind of a shithole, right?
Yes.
Well, yeah, and when we were talking to the guys up at Bristol, they were saying,
Well,
I thought, weren't they saying like, it's not what it used to be.
Right.
It's kind of gone downhill. So I've
Yeah.
never been there. So
And I think it goes back to the old adage. Like I say, some people come here and they're like, oh, we do have beautiful areas. It depends where you end up.
just not yet.
But, your locals will be like, it's just a shithole from what it used to be, But I will say, we didn't have a problem with it, but we stayed in the very touristy strip down there. We had a beautiful hotel balcony overlooking
yeah.
the Atlantic. I thought it was fine.
Would you go back?
There was kids there. I saw
Would you go
families.
back? That's the thing.
In lieu of what?
Probably not.
knowing
With my
what you know
family.
now.
I would pick Destin over it if that's what you're saying.
No, I'm just saying, would
Oh.
you go back to Virginia?
Yes.
Virginia Beach.
Yes.
You would?
Yes.
No, I would go to Nashville before
I guess I don't know the context of the question. Like,
So, like,
am I
if you were
choosing it
gonna
over
go-
something else,
if-
or would I just never set foot there because I hated it, or am I choosing it over another
No,
destination?
on a vacation, would you take you and your family?
Can I pick somewhere else? I
Yeah.
would pick a lot
Yeah,
of other.
yeah.
I'd
No,
pick
you can
Hawaii.
pick anywhere.
Oh, I'd pick Hawaii, or I'd pick Mexico.
That's all we're
yeah.
saying is
That's
I
the-
would prefer
that's the
Nashville
context.
before that.
Right. That's the context. yes.
I wasn't impressed.
So what you're saying is if you were rolling through, like we were like
Yeah,
on
if you
another
happen
road,
to go by it.
if you're on another road trip, you would stop into there and stay. You're saying that's what you're saying.
Yes, if it was in my route and it was mileage wise, absolutely.
And I would agree
Okay.
with that. Like I'm not going to be like this, it's not
go
like
out of your way to get there.
stopping and Compton or something like that. You know,
Right.
where it's like I'm going to avoid it at all costs. If it's on the route and I have to stay there, I will. It's not going to be a spot where I'm going to be like, I want to go there.
Right. I agree. 100%. Yeah.
I wasn't impressed.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm with you. Like if we're rolling through there again,
and it works, and that's the mileage.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's
For sure.
So we had a decent time there. Where did we go? Chicks on the Beach. Had a nice little meal there. Seafood with
all
the
right.
cockroaches.
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, it wasn't a cockroach. It's something smaller than that.
Oh,
What
fuck
are they
no,
called?
it was
Water
huge.
bugs?
That was a cockroach.
It was very big.
Somebody said
Very big.
Somebody else said it was something else, like a water bug. It's
Like
not.
the size of my thumb.
Yeah, it was. You should have had yourself.
cockroaches are big.
somebody-
Somebody told us it was
big.
something else.
maybe it was. I don't know. I just
Yeah.
looked like a fucking
to say.
cockroach.
Oh, what do we know about cockroaches up here in
No, I
I'm
know.
not
Northwest?
Steve Irwin. I don't know.
Yeah.
Rankled to be a cockroach. So Squirt was out late with Houston. They decided to have a few drinks, but they weren't out that late. It is a little bit rough. They did say they got video of it. I have the video of some dude laying in the street, and law enforcement had to come. There was some big debacle going on. Of course, they were filming it for me.
They got knocked
because I
the
was
F out.
fast asleep. I got knocked the F out. I was fast asleep.
As was I.
Yeah, as was
Yeah.
Lurch. So let's do this real quick. And we're moving on to day 6. We still got a bit to talk about here. So we will go down here.
comes.
And oh, yeah, let's do
You
this.
just wait.
Let's do that one right
Bubba.
there.
Ride longer and treat your ass with some respect already.
Yeah, cowboy.
So
Get
nice.
hooked up with the premium butt buffer cushion. This company of bikers developed a super thin hospital grade seat cushion made of solid and elastic materials, and it's unlike gel pads that will leak if punctured.
That's
the butt
amazing.
buffer is designed not to slide around your seat, fits all motorcycles, installs in seconds, easily cleans, and helps dampen those damn
Helpins.
vibrations. With plenty of miles to choose from, they assure you'll have a comfortable ass when riding. Head on over to Law Body Biker Store and check out our full line of butt buffer seat cushions.
That's so amazing.
I like this. So Jason Despain in there. Rabbits eat salad. I eat rabbit. That's why I'm the top of the food chain.
There it is.
I love it. Yeah, another Terry. Terry says rabbits eat salad and poop pellets. Well, Lurch poops pellets now too, but he's healthy. But he's healthy because he's eating
while he
salads.
does it.
I think I think that's that. Speaking of Virginia Beach, is that the night that Sunshine sung?
Oh, that was at Chicks. He did some karaoke.
Virginia Beach or was it Myrtle Beach?
Was it Myrtle?
I thought it was Myrtle.
Is it in the show notes?
thought it was
I'm not
Myrtle.
sure.
I think it's Myrtle.
Okay.
I think it was.
I'm
Myrtle.
looking at
Orange
his
Sky?
comment in
Orange
the.
Sky?
I know. I don't think he knows what he's talking about. I thought it was Myrtle.
I think
Beach.
it's Myrtle.
I think it is Myrtle.
I thought it was at Chicks.
Was it
because
Chicks?
Chicks had that whole room
was up
right
top.
off to the side.
it
It
was
was up
Chicks.
top. That was
It was
Chicks
Chicks.
that he
Yep,
went
yep, yep.
into.
He's right.
Yeah, it was Chicks. It was.
so good.
Oh, and that was.
Dude can sing.
Dude.
Is that the night? That was the night that Sarge was all pissed off at us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which that was
Virginia
one
Beach.
of multiple nights. Just
I
kidding.
was going to say, no, not the first time, won't be the last time.
Yeah.
So if you didn't know, Houston, Sunshine is
He says we may be right too. He doesn't. He
doesn't
fucking
remember.
know.
It
He
was
doesn't
Chicks.
Oh, sunshine.
I think it was Chicks.
It was.
Anyway, one of
Yeah.
the nights, Sunshine, either Myrtle Beach or Virginia Beach, decided that he was going to get up and do some karaoke. And
so
I'll tell you
good.
what, it was something else. Like I'm like, yeah, we'll see how this is, you know?
Yeah, right.
And he says, dude's just a country boy. He's got horses and shit, lives
Yeah.
on some property and stuff, you know, he got his Wranglers on it. And I tell you what, the bar was lined. It's kind of like a U-shaped bar, and everybody's lined up to the bar, you know, bellied up to the bar. And the first frickin' time he piped up, everybody's heads turned
Yeah.
at the bar and kind of went, "Holy shit! Like, what was that?" You know? And dude's got some
Something in
pipes
the
on him.
orange. Something
Dude's
in
got
the
some
Orange by
pipes.
Zach Bryan, in case anybody's wondering.
Yeah,
That's what he's saying.
Well done, Sunshine.
Got the old breaks in his voice like Zach Bryan and
Oh, yeah.
everything.
It
It was good.
amazing. There was no one on the dance floor, but he turned all the heads.
Yep.
And where were we when he schooled the dude in pool?
Did that a couple times
Oh,
on the
that's
trip.
I was going to
Savannah.
say which time.
That
It was
Savannah.
Savannah.
Yeah,
That's
which
coming up.
time.
That was pretty cool too. Dude can play pool. So one of the nights, guys running the table, beating the shit out of everybody, and Sunshine shows up and puts
Metaphorically.
his money on the next game, and dude gets one shot only, and it was, I mean, Sunshine just barely missed the only shot that he, you know, the reason that the guy got a shot is because Sunshine barely missed one of his shots, but otherwise, dude got one shot. That dude's one shot, he didn't even get a ball in, and then Sunshine finished the game.
Yeah. I would suffice to say,
Spends a lot of time in bars.
Sunshine. That's exactly what it is. Spends an inordinate amount of
Sunshine
time
knows the bar
in
scene.
liquor
He
establishments,
said he's good at bar games.
hustling pool,
Yeah.
and singing.
Yeah.
Singing.
But we love him.
Yeah.
We love him. That guy's
So-
killing it.
Fun
He
guy.
is.
Fun guy.
Fucking killing it.
Oops.
He's
Sorry.
a little funky.
Out of Virginia Beach. The next day was a pretty easy day, but some great riding. We wanted to visit, and I had it on the ride plan. Kitty Hawk. You got to visit Kitty Hawk. Nice 75-degree ride, laying some miles. Kitty Hawk's pretty cool. These are the times that Sturgis Jeff,
Oh, he loves it.
Oh my
he loves
gosh.
history, and
Goes back to his childhood days, helping the Wright brothers.
I remember. I remember being here helping the
He
Wright
was
brothers.
there. He was there.
Yeah, but it's cool. They've got a museum there. The monument. We had to see it. It was on. You can't go by there and not stop by Kitty Hawk. Depends how much you like history, but we let Jeff kind of spend some extra time
his
there because
thing.
these are his things, and we get it. And I was glad I saw it.
I like history. I just don't need to read every damn
Right.
thing. Like I show him, and go, cool.
Right.
Yeah, that's badass.
I don't read every board
Let's
that's
go.
set up. Right. Yeah, exactly. I'm kind of the same way, depending on exactly what history it is, but that's definitely one that was like, yeah, it's cool. And I can see the pictures and, so.
I got a pretty
Yeah,
good
that
idea
was
what happened here.
That was one of those. I'm cool. I came.
Right.
Okay, now what's next?
Yep.
I can at least say I've been
You
here.
can read.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't need to.
I'll say, I don't blame Jeff, but you can, with the internet and everything now, you can, see that stuff or dig deeper later.
Yeah, it's a good point.
Well, they had these
Good
things
point.
called libraries before the internet. You could also find out from their
Well,
snowman.
if you wanted to go and physically do it, but it's
Encyclopedias.
easy to go down rabbit holes now, right? So, I mean, but you can reflect on when you were there.
Yeah,
Have you been to Kitty Hawk?
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course
it's
he
pretty
has.
cool.
I figured he had.
A
I just,
snowman.
yeah.
It's pretty cool. I'll
Yeah.
tell you what, too.
Pretty sure
I
he's
love
been to the moon.
aviation.
What Ryan did, so we planned all these stops, kind of looked at mileage, where we wanted to go, what cities we were kind of looking at, how far we can make in a day. We look at some places and, we've talked about this before. We do a ton of pre-planning on how far, like I say, we can get in a day, whether that's 350 miles because it's, 35 miles an hour roads, or we can make it, 900 miles because we're riding the interstate. And Ryan did a great job on this trip. Give him props for this of getting us off the interstate and picking roads. Because we looked ahead of time, like I said, about how far we can make it, but there was also a lot more planning that needed to take place from our basic routes that we were kind of looking at. And then, like I said, Ryan went through, looked at maps, got us off the interstates, got on a lot of either county roads or state routes. And so the reason I was thinking of that is coming out of Kitty Hawk was pretty cool. It was just kind of riding through like some swampland type of stuff, riding in spot. I was looking for gators the whole damn time. It's like, there's something in there. I mean, they called the one place like Gator Alley.
Yeah.
Like, there got to be something out there. And so just kind of looking for wildlife the whole time and whatnot. And just, it's pretty cool. You get out there, it's parts you've never been. And
bunch of bridges we went over.
Yeah. And kind of rattling in my head too of like, boy, how many hurricanes have been through here? Yeah, no shit. The hurricanes come through here and just beating the shit out of these places. I'm like, it's kind of neat to come out and see this.
Yeah, well worth it, guys, if you're in the area, for sure.
I'll tell you what the other thing, cool thing was when we got to the East Coast, me and Lurch had to go get a picture because we had crossed America, just the two of us, either on tires, as Cowboy likes to say. I said wheels in my post on social media, but we made it all the way across the East Coast on tires. Neither one of us had ever done that before. A lot of people, in America have never been able to do that. So to be able to drive from coast to coast, I know the Snowman's done it, 1,400 times, but
probably
rare breed.
Yeah,
rare breed.
And so pretty damn cool, to be able to do something like that and get out. And me and him got on the shores there with our sand in the feet in Virginia Beach and got a picture together. Just crossed the whole America together. It's kind of fun. Drove some of it and then got to ride the rest.
I loved seeing that. Loved your post on that.
Thank you.
And that was, not everybody gets to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Nope.
Well, I think that's a common denominator amongst us in your group is the guys that ride and, we like to travel. So that's a huge milestone. Go west to east. So
we'll do it again.
A little wonder.
Yeah.
Little
pretty rad.
Wanderlust, right?
Yeah, pretty rad.
Yeah.
Is this where, was it Virginia Beach? Just going back just real quick. Is this where Jeff got his sample of water?
we don't actually know because we teased him so bad about it early on.
He wouldn't tell us.
He selected it. Yeah.
Explain to the audience what's going on here.
But let's let Lee do this. Lee knows.
Let's let Lee do this.
Lee knows him the best, so let's let Lee do it.
So this actually kind of started. It started well before the trip, and he'd been telling me he's got these vials. And
I think it's pretty cool.
He was kind of talking about like in Saving Private Ryan, where the guy is that sergeant major, whatever, is collecting dirt from each country that he had fought in, And so as he goes along, he'd scoop some up into different containers, and so he had like France and Italy or where Africa, all these different places he had been. He had all these containers in his bag he was carrying around. So Sarge's deal is that he had these little vials, and he was going to get water from different places. Now, I don't remember exactly what they were. You may be probably the Mississippi and, the Atlantic and, the Gulf of Mexico, something like that. And so we were sitting around in the house in Nashville one night. We were all sitting around drinking, and it was getting kind of late at night. And he's sitting around telling everybody this story about how he's getting these water samples from all over the places. And right in the middle of it, I got to take a piss. And I got to take a piss, Sarge. You want a water sample of that, too?
And he pretty much stopped talking about water samples after that.
When Jeff gets pissed off because he just looked at him, he didn't say a fucking word.
Yeah,
and I'm over there.
Anything.
I'm over there crying.
Yeah, he doesn't say anything. Won't say anything. Just sit there and stare at you.
You had to be there because the timing that Popeye did on this was impeccable, and it was such a burn. And I was like, "Oh God, Popeye!"
Ryan was laughing about it the rest of the trip.
I couldn't stop, dude. The timing, the delivery on that was just exceptional.
I got to take a piss. You want a sample of that too? And then I did. I went to the bathroom and took a leak.
Oh my God!
He didn't bring it up again after that.
No.
Yeah, they got a lot of history. So.
They do.
Oh yeah, it never stops. So. Anyways, he got his. He did get his ocean sample at
somewhere.
Some point.
We don't know where.
He got a sample from somewhere.
Yes,
I've seen that. I've seen people doing that. The Arctic, the Gulf, the Atlantic. The Pacific. But you know, that's okay. That's cool.
Jeff has a man cave with a lot of cool motorcycle
He does.
related
I've
stuff.
seen it.
And so
Route
that's
66.
Yeah.
He's got a lot.
so the water samples are going in there, so it just adds to it. It's cool. It's just fun. I mean,
He's got a whole room for it. He's got his poker chips. He's got a whole. It's a museum of its own. So
And
it's pretty cool.
now that he's retired, he gets to ride a lot. And I guess we'll just mention it now since we're giving him shit. But on this trip, Sarge rode 8,400 miles and 22 states. So like I said at the beginning of this thing, he was able to ride the entire thing because he's retired and he has the time, and he did well, so he's able to save for himself and whatnot. So he's got the money and the time to do it. And so he rode this entire trip with us, and we'll get into where our end day was down in Florida. And then he has a son down in Texas, and so he left us in Florida and actually rode the entire Gulf Coast states and stuff, and then ended up with his son over there and stayed with his son for probably a week or something like that in Texas before heading back up.
San Antonio.
Yep,
Yeah.
8,400 miles in 22 states. I mean, that's pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Props to him. Awesome.
sure.
So after Kitty Hawk, we're going to finish this day up because we're moving on. New Bern for lunch. If you don't know about New Bern, we just stopped at a little place called Michael's Pub I had found. It's a little old yellow house, kind of upgraded to a restaurant. The upstairs at least had AC. Now, this is the birthplace of Pepsi, apparently. And I wasn't familiar with that until the waitress told us. So in all good fashion, since it's the birthplace of Pepsi, I was thinking this is a big deal and they should capitalize on this. So I'm like, maybe they have like Pepsi in a bottle or something old or some memorabilia.
Whoops.
I said, I'll take a Diet Pepsi. And she goes, we only serve Coke. I was like, you got to be freaking flipping kidding me. And she goes, no. She goes, we get that a lot, unfortunately. She goes, we serve Pepsi or Coke products. Yeah,
Coke
only.
products, no Pepsi.
they had some old bottles of Pepsi sitting on a mantle above the
Not that
fireplace.
you don't want to drink. Yeah.
But they were, obviously very old.
Been there
but they had
forever.
no Pepsi to drink in the establishment.
Yeah. You been there,
Snowman?
Russell?
No.
Well, don't go there for
Don't
a
go
Pepsi.
there expecting a Pepsi.
So we
You
got
ain't
into
getting one.
Myrtle Beach. We finished up the day at the Tin Roof Bar. Really shitty food.
What
It
beach?
was horrid. I think that might have been
I'm thinking of where you're going.
What beach?
Myrtle
No, I've
Beach.
been-
No,
Myrtle Beach.
now you're saying it right.
Oh, Myrtle.
Yeah.
Myrtle Beach.
I
Yeah.
love it.
Myrtle.
Ryan says Myrtle.
Because when I read it,
Yeah.
I will.
I know it's Myrtle.
I will
just say it
100%
wrong.
agree.
He knows it's Myrtle, but when he's not thinking, he just reads it. He says Myrtle. It makes
Yeah.
me laugh. I enjoy it. Makes me laugh every time.
Yeah, that
we
that
always-
restaurant was the worst.
Yeah, it was horrid.
The
we
whole
pretty much
trip.
all had
Where'd
the
you go?
shits after that.
Go ahead, Russell. What do you?
Yeah.
No, I was saying, what restaurant you go to?
Horrible one.
It's called the Tin Roof
ridiculous.
Bar.
And it was
Never
highly
been there.
recommended.
Don't go there. For the love
No,
of God,
never
don't
been
go
there.
there.
Now Myrtle Beach. So we all got in there, got checked in. Terrible check-in process at
Oh my gosh.
the hotel we were
So
at.
bad.
So once we finally all got checked in, then the 3 or 4 of us are a lot faster than the older people in the group that take forever to get back out of their hotel room and get back out.
Sarge.
And Matt and Ryan.
I have a question. Do you two
my
share
God.
a shower? I mean, how do
Yeah,
you
of
get?
course.
How do you
Don't
get
you?
ready so quick?
Don't you?
Who?
Are you guys conserving water?
Yes.
Who, Popeye?
Of course we
Whoever
are.
league rooms with you,
Squirt?
Yes.
Oh,
I share a shower with you. You've never asked.
they're so quick.
That's normal for boys our age.
Is it? I didn't know that. First of all, let's not
You know
gloss
those
over
young
the.
people, right?
Let's not gloss over the check-in. We needed a license
Let's come
plate.
back.
This
Let's
is
come
why
back
Sarge
to it.
was pissed at us too.
We needed license plates for every bike. We needed driver's license for every person in the group, and we had to get wristbands because you couldn't get back on the property without wristbands. And the gal that was helping us, very very polite, but she needed
Dumber
all
in a
this
box
stuff.
of
I
rocks.
had no idea what was going on.
There's another gal that came out, and she had 2 black eyes and like stitches over her.
Sure, she fell down the stairs.
Yeah, and she had gotten hit by a car out in Myrtle Beach. I'm like, what in the hell? What kind of place we're at? But we just got off the bike, so she was talking really low, and our ears are ringing. And Jeff sometimes has a challenge hearing things, and
He wears hearing aids.
and we all did though, getting off the bike.
Literally.
What I'm saying is
Normally.
that's his hearing. I mean,
Yeah.
that's his
Yeah.
wears
Normal.
hearing aids. I'm just
Yeah.
saying. I'm not
Yeah.
saying like he has challenge hearing. He can't hear. He's got hearing aids.
And I
couldn't hear.
I couldn't hear you.
You kept
Yes.
translating for me
Yes.
because I could not hear, and she was saying shit, and I kept looking at you, going, "What did she say?"
Yeah.
I couldn't hear shit.
and he needs hearing
So
aids.
Squirt at one point was repeating so Jeff could hear it, and Jeff got pissed at him, thought he was teasing him. But anyways, that's not the point. The point of it was is they wanted our
Moving on.
driver's license, our license plates, they wanted DNA samples from everybody.
A hair, we had to pluck a hair.
Yeah, you need everything.
I've never been to a hotel where they're like,
Fingerprinted.
who else is in your room? My buddy Ryan. I'm gonna need his driver's license.
Why?
I mean, so in case you
I've
destroy
never
the
had
place,
that.
I know because in case you destroy the place, you kill somebody, they want to know who you were.
It's a little
and where
bit of
you
a
were.
rough area.
It's
Jeez
a Myrtle
Louise.
Beach was a bit of a rough area.
Myrtle was a son of a
Investigators
bitch.
have been on them.
Yeah, I could probably do without that. It's one of those places. Once again, like if I had to come through there for traveling, I would stop. For travel.
Yep.
It ain't something I'm gonna divert to get to.
Myrtle Beach is
Oh,
not
no,
that
for
bad.
sure.
I don't know what you guys had there, but
Oh, just
We-
downtown
we've stayed there
Myrtle
many a
Beach,
times,
and
and-
it was a pain.
no, we've never had that kind of thing at Myrtle Beach.
Yeah, I thought overall it was fine. There's families there; they've got lots of rides and things like that. But it was
Oh,
just
it's hugely
we just
popular.
thought because of the hotel
was weird.
check-in that something was
It was
going on
weird.
there.
So
Weird.
what I was saying, where the rest of us had gotten out of our hotel rooms and kind of ready to go earlier, is we went across the street and we were grabbing a couple cocktails while we were waiting for everybody else to get ready for dinner. And so as we're sitting there, this dude comes in and security guard dressed like the popo, got a vest on and everything, wearing a gun belt, all the tools on it, and we're like, well, this is fucking interesting. And that was about the time where I said, time to go.
Time to go.
If security's coming in, armed security, not the place I want to be at.
Yeah,
And so later that night, actually, a couple of the boys that stayed out a little later walked by that place, and they're like, yep, that wasn't the place to wind up at.
gotcha. But overall,
What'd you guys stay at? What? Because
I don't remember. I'd have to pull up the other.
A
one.
hotel.
It
on the
was
beach?
like a Holiday
but you were
Inn.
north of the pier or something. Weren't
It
you?
was a Holiday Inn, but it was like it
Pavilion,
was Holiday Inn Pavilion or something like that. It was not owned by Holiday Inn, but it was an independent hotel. But it was named like after one of the big chains, like Holiday Inn. Lurch is bringing it up, but I think that's what it was, like Holiday Inn. What'd you call Pavilion? I think is
The
what it was,
whole
or something like that.
experience sucked, but when we were trying to park, was way better than San Francisco.
Yeah,
Yeah, they were very accommodating.
They tried to find us a spot to park for our bikes,
They did.
and it was awesome. Like
Was
managers
it
were coming
Holiday
out,
Sands?
they were trying to figure it out.
That was Virginia Beach.
Don't let the facts get in
that
the
was
way of a good
Virginia Beach.
story.
Yep, there you
yeah.
Well, I was just trying to locate what part of town you were in. I mean, we've been there, and what you guys experienced, I don't know what the hell happened.
Well, that was just the hotel. That was just the hotel, Russell. The rest of the city's fine. We walk down the street. There's families there. There's kids everywhere. Would I take my family there? I've got better places to go, but that's just me. But that I like better. But it was safe. I don't really see any issue. There was tons of kids around, families. They're doing rides. We're just
I
talking
just
about the
want-
hotel check-in
yeah,
process.
I just don't want the town to have a bad name because it's really
It's called
a good
the
place to
Holiday
go.
Pavilion Resort
There you
on
go.
the boardwalk, 1200 North Ocean.
And the rooms were
Boulevard.
fine. They were older,
Yeah.
but so it's just the check-in. They may have a lot of problems. We may be totally going into that too deep. They may have just had a lot of problems lately or something, but,
Right there.
yeah, the town was fine. There's plenty of great restaurants. There's families are there, kids are there. It's fine. I'm sure we're more dangerous here
Oh.
where I live.
I see where you were. Okay.
Yes, where
So-
you live. Correct.
Next day, we're
Let's finish
Ryan.
it up. I do want to just
What do you
mention
wanna talk
Jeff
about?
Mouse, Squid, Houston. There was a huge, right out front of the hotel, a slingshot bungee ride. And unfortunately, I wasn't
Thank
awake.
you for keeping me out of
But
it.
apparently they had enough liquor they all jumped on the
was amazing.
slingshot bungee. You too, huh? Oh, all right. You said it was amazing.
Joe Biden.
So were you on it or not? I'm sorry, I'm
Video?
confused. Did you go
Sorry,
on it?
I'm joking.
Oh.
Yes, I went, but my
On the
name's
bungee-
not on there, so we're good.
Well, I didn't know you bungee jumped.
Yeah,
Okay, we just,
it's 2 at a
Yeah.
time.
Good
So
video.
Jeff, yes,
Oh, gotcha.
yep,
Okay.
I went.
What'd you think?
Yeah, it was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was funny to watch Mouse and Jeff go.
Okay.
Mouse looked like he was gonna die. It was awesome. His face during the whole thing was epic.
Yeah.
It was the coolest thing. Yeah, me and I remember if it was Houston or Squid. So we went first, and then Mouse and Jeff went.
So you had enough to drink. You don't remember who you went with. Perfect.
No, I just don't remember. My memory sucks.
Okay. That's just a standard.
Houston, because I think Squid was taking photos with my camera. So, yeah. No, it was cool.
Squirt.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Your 5R? Your R5?
Your camera, R5.
Nobody
He doesn't remember this either.
Nobody knows these things.
No. He did have my R5. Yeah.
Ooh.
So,
You were trusting then.
well, yeah.
All right, dorks. So,
All right, camera.
Yeah, no, it was cool. It was fun. That's what, yeah. Squid took photos of us. We went first, and then, Sturgis Jeff and Squid. Mouse looked petrified. I haven't seen that much scaredness in a human in a long time.
That's awesome.
It was amazing, and his face was even better. So
I'm sorry I missed that, but
it was hilarious.
Bed was calling.
Super.
Yeah, I was
That
in
must
bed
have
already.
been epic, man.
Yeah. It was
So-
funny.
Must have been.
Day 7, Wednesday, June 12th. We decided to leave early. We actually had been scheduled for 10, which would have been fine, just because we had a shorter day. But we did all agreed 8's fine too. We can just get there quicker, and that it was only a 4-hour ride. One gas stop headed towards Savannah.
This was a very interesting
kept
trip
that.
because generally speaking, Ryan is at Starbucks at whatever time, like an hour and a half before wheels or kickstands up. This was one of those trips where we were at
Was
Starbucks
eerie.
every time, and
Everybody.
you didn't know what to think about us being at Starbucks. an hour
Really interrupted
before
my flow, quite honestly. I got shit to do and business to do and video files, and everybody's there already.
Everybody got into your space and your
Right.
time, and I
I
don't.
was going to say, they're fucking you up.
They are.
already, Ryan.
It's usually Ryan time. It's
You know what
my
you need
time.
to do in the future is just the next morning you put out, here's where I'm at.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. True.
Or give yourself an hour. Say be here at 9, and then you show up.
Or
at
I'll
8.
just give you guys a different pin to another Starbucks. Oh, did I do the wrong one? Sorry.
Oops.
I'm over here. I'll meet you guys there in an hour.
We're getting better in our old age. But I was actually impressed by the young guys too. The young guys that still stayed out late, they got up, they answered the bell, they were there
Yeah.
on time.
Wow.
There was nobody dragging behind and late.
They were dragging, just not.
They were
behind.
dragging, but they weren't late. You know what I mean?
They
It was
were.
yeah. Ryan just didn't quite know what to think about this trip.
No, it was interesting.
Everybody was there on time. Or
So,
early.
yeah, part of this getting up at, go ahead, Russell.
I was going to ask Ryan, how do you feel about that?
Me? Well, it really
Yeah.
it threw off my whole vibe, Russell. I usually get a lot of.
Anything done?
Well, not as much as I usually do, because usually that's like I just barrel down and do it. But it was fine too. Either way, the trips are whatever. But yeah, it was just very interesting because that's never happened. So
Every trip has its
I'd say
feel.
appreciate it, right?
yeah,
Appreciate it.
yeah,
But yeah, it interrupted your flow, didn't it?
oh yeah, totally.
So we'd heard we talked to our Tennessee chapter and I talked to some other folks and they were telling us Savannah's just badass. They're like very cool town.
It is.
And so what like Ryan was just saying, kickstands up, we're at 10 and we'd all decided, hey, it ain't worth staying up late at Myrtle Beach. Let's get up early tomorrow, head out, and let's get to Savannah early so we can, hopefully get checked in early. At least at the very least, we can screw around. We'd texted with the hosts of our VRBO that we were at, and they're like, yeah, you can get in a couple hours early, and at the very least, you can drop your luggage off while, the cleaning ladies are doing their thing and leave it, and then just don't disturb them. And so, yeah, we got down, we got into Savannah like 12:30, got in, got some lunch at the Moon River Brewing. Fantastic place, very very cool. Ton of different beers on tap right in the downtown area. But it is hot. It was hot that day, and that's you get back to experiencing that southern humidity as well. And in Savannah, there you're right on the coast, so you're getting a lot of that coastal air and whatnot. And Russell's holding up a deal right now. It says 90 degrees and 72% humidity.
90% humidity.
It's 72 degrees.
72 degrees.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
You guys had good levels of humidity when you were here.
right?
Yeah, we actually did. We're pretty lucky.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad.
Yeah.
I still don't like it.
Yeah,
I don't either. Yeah.
So anyway, it was great little lunch spot and whatnot. We were able to drop our stuff off at the VRBO. There was the VRBO did not have on-street parking, and so once again, I would encourage you to go to the Law Abiding Biker store and order yourself a Rick Rack with wheels. Because I'll tell you what, this
Quite a walk.
If you remember last year when we were talking about the our ride, we were in Caesar's Palace, and I said, never again am I carrying my frickin' bags as far as I had to on that trip. And so on this one, the parking garage was only probably a quarter mile away, you guys think? Something like that?
Oh, yeah, it's pretty close.
Quarter mile away. But I'll tell you what, when I was able, because I've got a, my bag actually is waterproof, but I've got a waterproof duffel bag.
I think mine is.
It's not. I can tell you. You can think all you want, but I can tell you it's not. I watched the results.
But I can think it, so I still think it.
You can think you're a woman as much as you want too, but you got a wiener, so you're not.
Good thing I don't think I'm.
Does he have a wiener? Are you sure?
No, I haven't seen it. So I don't know.
I haven't seen it either.
I don't want to see it.
I don't know if it's true.
He's speechless.
Like, what do I say?
I don't want to see it.
And we've gone downhill. Let's go.
I don't even want to go there.
Let's go. Here we go.
No.
So anyway, get over yourself. Get in a Law Abiding Biker store. Get yourself a Rick Rack bag with wheels, and don't get stuck
wiener.
having to carry. They don't sell wieners there. You might be able to rent one, but wheel yourself into your room instead of having to pack a bag. Carrying that sucker, because that was nice. I said waterproof bag, threw my duffel bag over. Got a backpack. Duffel bag type of thing, and then wheeled my Rick Rack bag right up to the room. Wasn't huffing and puffing like in Caesars, so great investment. But that is a cool town, Savannah. Super badass.
Super
town.
cool, man.
Super cool.
Super cool.
One of the very first things we did, because it was on my list, is went and visited the area where Forrest Gump was. Where Forrest Gump is sitting on the bench during the movie. That takes place in Savannah, Georgia, at one of the things they call squares. So they call them all these areas. They're green areas. They got a bunch of trees and
They're like mini parks
bushes.
all over.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
the middle of
And so they call them squares. And I'll tell you what, they are all over the damn city. I can't believe how much real estate is taken up by these squares, because every 2 blocks there is a square, and
They're neighborhoods.
Yeah, and a square is basically a block, because it's a city block for the most part. So it takes up a ton of real estate, but it makes the city absolutely beautiful. It really opens it up with green space. Super cool. Super freaking cool. I thought it was totally badass, but the spot where Forrest Gump, where the bench was, looks nothing like the movie whatsoever.
It's imaginary. Yeah. You stood in the middle of the road, and there was a sign that said there was a bench here.
Yeah, because
they
movie.
It was a movie prop.
Yeah, it was just a movie prop. Yeah, it didn't.
And the landscaping and stuff, they had to totally change differently, like the bus rolling in and whatnot. Like that entire scene was movie made. It doesn't look like that other than the square in the background.
Right.
But other than that, it doesn't look like that. But it's still badass. Very cool.
Yeah, very clean town. Definitely got to go there. It'd be great to take your wife or family. They've kept it up really well, kept a lot of the history. It's clean. Lots of restaurants. We got walking around that day around 5:30, bars, drinks, pizza, Graffito pizza we ate down by on the water.
Delicious.
Was delicious. And
the riverfront.
Yeah, the riverfront. Yeah. I will note that Lurch did have a pizza, but he was healthy because he had a salad with it. Houston Squirt. Thanks.
That's true.
Thanks, Russell. Thanks, Russell.
Jeez Louise.
Russell likes my humor. Lurch doesn't.
Fuck those salads, man. Eat some good
Nice.
Russell will tell you how it is. All right, so
protein and fats, man. Come on, eat some good stuff. There's all kinds of fish and shrimp and everything.
Yeah, Lurch,
there, man.
listen.
I had no salad.
You were in Savannah.
I had pizza,
dude. You were in
dude.
Savannah, and you had a fucking salad?
This dickhead's lying. I had a pizza.
No, man. Eat some good seafood. all kinds of fresh seafood.
Bro, we're at a pizza place. I had pizza.
Oh, well, that was a bad choice there.
Oh my god!
Anyway,
We did have seafood at some point in this trip, but I think we're getting to it.
Destin.
Florida.
The Barrel House South, music, cool places. Lots going on.
that's real popular there. Yeah.
Guys stayed out. Some of the guys stayed out pretty late, and
I was
just
I like
really?
your note in the last bullet. Can you read that, please?
Lurch got back and had to open my.
Before that.
I'm sorry. I'm literally not. No, I'm trying to look where because you got me.
I was sleeping hard.
Guys stayed out
Lurch
late.
got-
Your note was
Oh, gotcha.
literally I
I
was
got you. Sorry.
sleeping hard.
That's why I didn't get it. Okay, gotcha. Yes, I was asleep and I was hard.
It was hard.
And
Thank you, Ryan.
you're
Thank
welcome.
you.
You're welcome. Sorry, I didn't catch on.
That's all I wanted. I
did-
just wanted the first sentence.
I didn't catch
You
on.
crushed it.
Yeah, and Lurch decided to tie one on again this night.
It's been 4 or 5 days.
He was
There's a space in between.
Got my wagon.
he was hanging onto the wagon.
The wagon.
He was
I'm
getting
good.
drugged by the
The
wagon.
wagon had moved on, and he found
What'd
it
you
again.
drink? What was you drinking, Matt?
Everything.
The problem is I got into some
Alcohol.
wine. I was drinking beer.
With his salad.
I got into some wine. I didn't have salad, fucker.
I didn't know you
Did
had
you
wine.
really
What
have
kind of wine?
wine?
We did
You
have
guys
wine.
were
Got into
teasing
wine?
him. Remember?
You had wine.
Houston-
with the rest of the guys.
Well, I looked over at Houston.
You guys
and,
all looked at him.
Houston squirt. They had wine. I
Right.
go, are you guys drinking wine? They go, oh, yeah.
You
I
guys
go,
were all busting his chops.
I'm like, I'll have a glass of wine. I enjoy it. My wife and
What'd
I
you-
would
drink
drink
quite a
wine.
wine.
Have?
I do remember that because you said
Oh, I don't recall,
Me
to
and
be
my
honest
wife.
with you. It was red.
Oh, okay.
But it was red to go with the pizza.
I'll admit I got a little tore up
Okay.
that night too.
Yeah, you did get tore up that night a little bit too, huh? It's
What'd
just
you
a fun.
have?
It's easy to do there.
Oh yeah.
Apparently,
Well,
it's
you didn't have to ride, so
No.
what'd you have?
so. That's usually what happens. So the down days, I know I don't have to ride. The next day, then I'll let loose a little bit. So Nashville, let loose.
Yeah.
Savannah,
Yeah.
let loose. So I'm good for a couple nights the whole trip. I've gotten better my old age.
You have.
Ryan. I mean, seriously, it used to be every night.
Oh yeah, no,
Yeah.
you're remarkably different.
Yeah. Okay.
This
thank
must
you.
have been before I started
makes me
riding
proud
12
of
years
you.
ago.
And
Age.
was it?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck, you never used to stay out with us when I was younger. Like 12 years. I was
Even in the beginning.
late 20s, 30 years old, something like that when we started riding together. And yeah, you freaking never stayed out with us. You used to make fun of us because we'd stay out late all night
Well,
long.
he stayed
Is that
out
true?
till 1 a.m.
I
and you
remember
stayed out
Lurch
till 5 a.m., right?
tying it on.
Pretty true.
that. Nice job, Russell.
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah.
Maybe in the early
I remember
days.
a different Lurch.
Yeah.
But I'm proud of you. I
You know
am
what's-
very.
so
it actually
here's the
makes me
Here's
proud.
the greatest thing.
Because I don't like to see you like that. I don't like to see you miserable like in Nashville. I don't like to see you like that.
Well, it's my own decision.
Well, I know, but it makes me feel.
I do.
Feel bad
It
for
makes
you.
great film.
the greatest thing is that Lurch wants to go out, right? He wants
Oh
to go
my
out.
God, it's
He-
so bad.
Like he's like, well, it's gonna be so
100%.
fun. It's gonna be
100%.
so much
I
fun.
want to go.
And it's what do they call that? Fear of missing out.
FOMO.
FOMO.
Yeah,
He's
so-
100%
Yeah, so
FOMO.
he's totally fucking FOMO all the time, right? And so you're like, hey, we're heading out. Lurch, you coming? You coming? And he'll sit there and look at you with this like face, like, fuck, I want to go. I want to go.
But Ryan
and then he
won't
looks,
let
and then
me.
he looks over at Ryan. Oh shit.
Say go for it, bro.
Ryan's
Make good decisions.
Ryan's gonna be disappointed.
And he's my boss. I'm so sorry.
Looks back the other way. But it's gonna be so much fun. It's gonna be so much fun.
That was the best
Really?
description of what happens
It's true.
in your brain.
It's true.
And
You
then
got to quit looking at Ryan.
Couldn't be more accurate.
God.
yeah, he just
You
looks
gotta
back
quit
and forth. He looks back and forth with the two. It's like the angel and the devil on his shoulder. Which way
gonna
should I
say,
go?
there you
Which
go.
way should I go?
To be clear for everybody,
Oh my God.
Ryan's the devil.
I am the devil.
Lee's the angel.
I'm in bed early every night.
Yeah,
Wait a minute. I thought it was the other way.
we know. That's why we gotta set it straight. Everybody know.
Most nights, Ryan and Matt will testify. I was in bed pretty.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
No, the last couple trips.
No, I'm proud of Lee too. He's
No,
made a lot
this
of good
trip was
positive changes
weird.
in his
Yeah.
life.
This trip was weird.
Lee's on the good
heard.
decision tour the last couple of years.
Yeah, this.
I heard that Popeye was getting old.
He is.
We all are. It's
Yeah,
inevitable.
these
Just better decisions.
this trip.
it's
yeah.
called wise.
This trip's been weird.
Yeah.
Called I don't like
agree.
being fucking hungover and riding.
Yeah, it sucks.
Yeah.
It sucks.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's wise.
Yeah. These other guys,
It's
these young
really
guys that we got
basic.
riding along
It
with us,
really
they're
is basic.
these young
When
guys.
you get older, your body can't take it. Right?
Exactly. These young guys, though, they're riding, they feel like shit all the next day. And I'm like, I feel fine. You know, it's like I didn't stay out all night.
Well, yeah, they feel like shit, but not as bad as you would have.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, I probably died.
Yeah. They can manage, but you couldn't have. Right.
I can manage if I want.
Yeah.
He just makes better
Easy
decisions.
still, man. Now you're pressing
You're in
his
your 40s.
man card. You
You're
gotta
in your
give him a
40s
minute.
now.
Yeah, he's
Wait till you get to your 50s. Wait till you get to your 60s.
That was such a pain.
You know.
All right, well, I better
Matt
get my shit
Ryan.
together and start partying more now until I get to my 50s. I can't do. Is that what you're trying to tell me, Snowman?
Yep.
Yeah.
God damn it.
That's his
Yeah.
life advice.
All right.
So moving on.
Until you get to your 60s, it really
Savannah.
sucks. But
Day two.
anyway.
All right.
Matt and Ryan, they're up there. But and Corey, he's
Wow.
still down there, right?
Yeah. Sure.
Take it, Ryan.
Yeah.
Yeah. I still
Day
got
two.
at least 20 years.
Day 8, Thursday, June 13th.
Two in Savannah, I meant.
This was a
Day two.
this
Day
was
2
a,
in Savannah, I meant.
day 2 in Savannah. I know what you meant. So just we're gonna breeze through this because we're getting down to the end of or we got a few days. But anyways, yeah, just a down day, chilled out. Everybody kind of it's just nice when you're working out of a Verbo. You know, everybody can kind of do what they want. Let's see. Popeye did overdo it. He was in bed till 3 p.m. or thereabouts, 1, whatever.
You weren't even there. You don't know.
Give or take. It was I know when I was there at noon you weren't awake. So but it's fine. He tore it up that night. He did.
I did get some good glamour shots the night before, though. Sunshine wanted me to mention that.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Corey brought his camera. Corey's, as we mentioned earlier,
Corey
is a
looks the
very
other
good
way.
photographer, but gayest moment of the trip goes to Corey and Lee. Lee took his shirt off and was taking. Corey's taking pictures of. Yeah, he was in an alley on the riverfront, and Corey's taking pictures of him. I hope for the missus. I think that's what. That
Or the
was.
dudes,
or the whatever. Yeah. For his OnlyFans
Hey,
page.
he
but
can make money however he wants.
Yeah, who was telling me earlier I need to start an OnlyFans?
I think that was
Somebody
Ross.
on the chat.
I think that
Hot or
was-
not.
I think that was Ross Tomes.
So is this a lingerie kind of photo shoot?
Yeah,
Right?
basically.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. I just have the camera. I'm just here. I'm just here
He's the
for
photo
whatever.
guy.
Yeah, I don't care.
He's
Whatever
just here
you
to
wanna do.
document
Yep.
whatever's happening.
Yep. I'm
Yeah.
here.
Ty
for the
Fox in the chat reminds us that didn't you say, Popeye? People who don't drink when they wake up, it's the best they'll feel all day or
That's right.
something.
Yes,
I did.
He 100% has said that multiple times.
This is what's
Multiple
scary
times.
about this, this platform.
remember.
People remember all the shit that you say like that. But yes, yeah.
Say you're saying in your words the way you say
Fuck, what city were we were in? I think we were outside of. Oh shit, Ty will probably remember. Fuck.
I feel bad for people that don't drink because when they wake up in the morning, that's the best they're ever going to
Yeah,
feel.
no, I remember saying it. I don't remember. I think we were on our way to Salt Lake City the next morning. I think, but I don't remember. Somebody might remember it from the video. I said it in the video.
Yeah.
in one of our documentaries.
It's true. Yeah, I do remember.
It's been documented.
Yeah, one of these guys might remember. If you remember where I was at, let me know.
Let me know because I know.
I'll bet you. I'll bet you it was coming out of. In fact, I can about Garen goddamn T coming out of Jackson Hole, Wyoming.
Goddamn tea.
Oh, that's fair.
I think it was coming out of Jackson
He
Hole,
was
Wyoming.
very feisty that trip.
Whatever that means. I'm pretty sure it was coming out of Jackson Hole, Wyoming.
Just saying.
I think so.
So
Yeah, so all of you, if you ride with us, I bring my camera. I'm game for whatever. You let me know.
you
shit.
get naked, he'll do
Yeah.
porn
Oh
shots.
shit! I was gonna
He
say,
don't
you shouldn't have
care.
told me that. I didn't know we were going that far.
Right.
Yeah, you could have just done the full Monty.
Okay. All right. Easy. Easy. No, if you're... Yeah. Anyway.
Some of the other guys
We lost it.
tore it up
Right,
too.
took it up.
There's I wish I had Squirt here to tell the story about Popeye. He because he
Yeah,
tells it.
it's pretty funny the way he
Popeye's
tells
all
it.
liquored up, and there's 2 bars next door to each other. And Popeye would walk when he gets going. He wants to just jump bars, jump around. And Squirt tells the story way better than I do. I got to tell on his behalf. But Popeye literally went in a bar and was like, "Yeah, fuck this place." And he walks next door to the bar, and he's like, "This place is fucking stupid." He walks back around. He thinks he's in a different bar each time. Squirt had to tell him, "Dude, this is the same fucking bar you were just in. You've already been here. You already said it sucks.
That's actually
Why are
his-
you back here?"
It's actually Sunshine.
Sunshine. Okay. It was Sunshine that tells the story. So, and then Boner apparently from a Cali crew got denied into a bar because
Yeah.
he was so drunk they wouldn't let him in.
He
Dropped all his shit.
He dropped all of his shit all over the place.
Looking for his ID. Just
Security
dumped it all.
denied him. Just a shit show going on here in Savannah.
At least I still got in.
Right? Yeah, at least you still got in. No doubt you didn't drop all your shit.
Down day. Weren't riding the next day.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, just to be
Weren't
clear.
riding anywhere.
Just to be clear.
Just to be clear,
We ain't
not
going
riding
nowhere.
the next day.
Yeah,
Yes.
we ain't go nowhere.
That's good. I think most of our members, but that's good because a lot of public listens to this. Yeah, these are down days where we just can walk around.
Rick Wheeler.
Rick
You're
Wheeler would like to
amazing,
know
buddy.
what level of patron member do
I
you need
love
to be
it,
to have
dude.
these photos?
I love it.
You have to join.
I love it, dude. I can't even fault him for the question.
Yep.
That's
We can make
the
some
porn
see,
tier.
we can make some fucking money off of
You
this.
have to sign up for Lee's OnlyFans
As I
account.
said,
to get those
OnlyFans.
pictures.
To
Popeye's
be-
OnlyFans.
To be clear, not nudes
Well, we don't know that.
of dudes.
Nobody said that. thanks for the clarity.
Don't make it up.
I'm just saying.
Oh,
I'm happy to help sensibly.
He knows me well enough. He might. Yeah, that's
No, that has to be a lot of money.
well. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm talking
That's
about.
true. Money will talk. Money talk.
They do. They
Just
are
so everybody
roommates on
knows.
these trips.
Money
so.
talks.
I don't even believe that of you, Floyd. No.
Money talks. If anybody's asking.
It's the porn tier. So everybody kind of split up. I will say this real quick and we'll move on. Me, Jeff, and Ray went on the Georgia Queen boat tour along the river there.
Oh, I was gone
It was really
at this
good.
point.
I highly recommend it. It was a 90-minute tour. It's narrated. It's awesome. You're at top of the boat. If you want to stand up there, there's lower levels too. We got to see the whole city, Fort Jackson, of course. It was nice. We started getting a little bit of rain that day, but it kind of cooled things down. And so I highly recommend that. A lot of history in that. Savannah's just, if you're into history, that city's got fucking history. And so I highly recommend that. Everyone was kind of just lacking some energy. We had dinner at a place, I think it called the Common Place or something. Anyways, great time with everyone in the Airbnb. And we kind of just visited the last night and we're reminding ourselves about old trips and got talking. And those are always some of the funnest times to me when we're all just kind of sitting around at a Verbo or an Airbnb and reminiscing and talking and having a, good meal, or some drinks. So
So I can officially bow out now because I wasn't there.
yep,
I
you did.
took off to
Yep.
Snowman's house that day.
Turn his mic off.
Yeah, just coming. I got nothing.
No.
I left.
It's true.
I'm
Cowboy
gone.
had to get back
I'm
for
gone.
some family obligations. So he bombed.
We're not real fucking sure why he left.
Right.
To be honest with you.
But he bombed by himself back towards
Holy
Russell's
shit.
house.
He made a
That
choice.
Sucked.
He did make a choice. That's
Yeah, you got some
factual.
shit traffic, didn't you?
Dude, that was
Well-
horrible. That was the worst. That was the worst ride I've done ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Atlanta.
Coming out of Atlanta, and
North
then there was a
Georgia.
semi truck that caught on fire, and so they stopped traffic. It was stopped on the highway, and I just super hot. The bike was hot. I was hot, so I hit the shoulder and just went. And I think I went 10 miles with stopped traffic.
Can't
And
blame you.
yeah, got past the semi truck that was on fire, weaving in and out of traffic, got past that, and then it was fine. But yeah, it was super. That was a super hot day. I did 500 miles, and I think, about 20 or 30 of that was on the shoulder trying to get past stopped traffic.
Fuck yeah. I'll do that lane split when it's like it's like that. It's like-
I wasn't lane splitting. I was
No.
off the roadway because it was stopped. Every
Yeah.
lane was stopped, and I had no room. So I just went far right and just bombed. That was the worst I've been in, but
We get a lot of that in the East.
made it. I made it.
You got a lot of it in the
Made a good
West too.
choice.
Yeah,
Made good,
yeah. I
made a
just
good choice.
wish I would have done it. Yeah, so it worked out.
You made it on up to Snowman here, his place.
yeah.
Yep.
Hung out.
It was
Then
good to
went
have
the
you.
Here, you
airport
need to be on the
next
mic.
day.
You need to be on the mic. There you go, so we can hear you. Because
Worked
nobody
out.
can hear you.
And then
All
I
right.
went. Yep, airport next day. It was good.
All right. Well,
It was really good to have you here.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it,
times.
man. It was
Good times with your brother.
super fun
times.
hanging out with you and the wife the night before.
So
Yeah.
next night down or next day down to Savannah, Georgia.
no, we're leaving Savannah.
Sorry, left Savannah, Georgia, went down to Destin.
Yep,
sorry.
towards Destin.
Destin, Florida. Once again, pretty pretty cool freaking route. Be able to, we got a lot of off the highway type of stuff, county type of roads, and riding through the trees. And I had been to Destin before, completely different way coming in.
That's how kind of this came up, right? You had been to Destin, you said we got to hit Destin. Yeah.
Yeah. I was just, we're in the area. We're in Savannah. Destin was probably 5-6 hours away, something like that, and 6-7 hours. And so just figured, shit, let's go down there. Like, good way to end the trip on the beaches. And we can knock out another state, go ride down in Florida. And so, yeah, I just figured, hey, why not go down there? Had a great VRBO, a block off of the beach in an area that I had been before. So, yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yep. We did stop on the way, which was really cool. You'll see it. I posted on Instagram. It'll definitely be in the film. It's actually it's the art for this very YouTube live. If you saw it, it's us posted up at the Florida sign. So luckily we're entering Florida, and Popeye pulled over, and it's huge. If you've ever seen it, it's on concrete blocks, and there's signs that say no stopping, no photos. So we swiftly stopped and took a photo. But I'm sure they get some real assholes that are trying to block the freeway. We got a few motorcycles off to the side, and we did it real quick. I got some cool drone shots. That'll definitely be in whatever I do with this footage that we get with the film. But I did post that photo, and it turned out pretty good. So
tell that story you got there about the dude at Starbucks. Oh, fuck the police. That was pretty awesome.
So I got the new, which the video's going to come out. Yeah, I'll take that. Thank you. The video will come out on the 24 audio system by Rockford that I put in my bike. But anyways, it's fucking loud. And I can talk. You guys seen it in past films. I just have a way, it might not be good to say, but with the mentals and stuff on the road, they just like talking to me, and I think I have a way about me that they don't feel threatened or whatever. And I love chatting with them. And so he comes up, and he's just pissed, and he's obviously in a state of whatever state he was in. His shirt's off, and he's just pissed, and he doesn't know we're all LE, and obviously, and so we're on our bikes, we're firing him up, and he comes up and start talking. I could hear him walking through the parking lot, fucking cops, and they beat me, and they did this and did that. He's obviously in his own world. Yeah. And he comes over to talk to me. I go, dude, what happened? And he's telling me, and they hit me with a stick and this and that and blah, blah, blah. And so I just crank up "fuck the police" on my stereo as loud as I could. And the whole crew, everybody starts going, "Fuck the police," and we're just, and he's with us, and he's dancing with us, and we're all, it's on the film. It's so fucking funny, dude. Everyone's looking at me rage, just crying because he couldn't believe that. Because while he's talking to me, I'm looking for the song, and I go, I know what I'm doing here. And I'm scrolling through, "Fuck the police." Yeah, perfect, dude. Yeah. So he loved us. But there's all kinds of good stuff, obviously that makes the doc films when I do that kind of stuff. So was 95 degrees, probably some of the hottest humid things of the trip so far. Getting hot down there, but beautiful. We met Leroy, who was security on a golf cart.
Tell that story, Lurch.
Yeah,
his name was Elroy.
Sorry, I put Leroy.
We just got there. We just got off the bike, so I'm inside, and
this is a money place. This is a nice.
It's a gated community. Yeah. The houses are not cheap.
A couple $1 million.
Yeah, you're what, a block off the beach, 2 blocks at the most. And we just rolled in on our Harley Davidsons, making all kinds of noise, apparently.
A bunch of freaking thugs.
Just low lifes. And so we pull into the driveway, and the place we stayed at, they had a single car garage that was full of gaming stuff. So it's not like we could even park the bikes inside anyways. And Houston comes in, he goes, "Hey, there's some guy out there all pissed off about our bikes in the driveway." And I thought he's busting my balls.
You're right. So I was like, yeah,
whatever. Fuck him. I don't give a shit. He goes, "No, seriously, this guy's out there and he's pissed." So I go outside, and his name was Elroy. We'll get to that. But there's this dude on a golf cart, and he's wearing a t-shirt that says "Community."
Fuck the police.
Was it community police, community?
I don't know. I didn't
security,
deal with
community Elroy. Something. And
I walked away from Elroy. I think I heard you guys talking to him. Like, I can get my shit inside.
He was of some type of European descent. I can't tell which. Maybe German something, but he had an accent. And he said, basically, you can't park your motorcycles in the driveway. Okay. So I said, if we all drove cars, could we park those in the driveway? Yeah. So we can't park our motorcycles in the driveway. No, you have to park them inside. Okay. And so we're talking back and forth, and he goes, it was a quote that kind of stuck with us for a while. He goes, "Who did this to you?" And I think he meant like, who'd you
book through?
Who'd you book through? What's going on? Because I said, it's a rental. We're only here for 2 nights. Who did this to you?
Well, we said that the rest of the trip. Who did this to every time something go wrong? Who did this to you?
He's so concerned about us parking our motorcycles, and yet there's a freaking forklift.
Yeah. There was some construction going on the place next door.
Yeah, like a backhoe or something next door. Yeah, you got all kinds of construction going on next door to us, and you're worried about our motorcycles that are $30,000 a piece being parked in the driveway.
There's a garbage dumpster next to us. There was a lift and workers working on the house next to us. So he was really concerned about our Harleys, and eventually I said, "Listen, we're only here for a couple nights." He goes, "Okay, you're only here for 2 nights?" I go, "Yes." He goes, "If anybody comes and talk to you, you tell them you talk to me." I'm like, "Well, who the hell are you?"
Yeah,
I'm Elroy. All right, Elroy. But at some point in that conversation, he asked us what we're going to do with the motorcycles. I said, "We're going to park them in the fucking driveway."
You're looking at it. That's what we're doing with them.
We're doing. And I think that's when he realized we didn't give a shit.
Right.
Because he goes, "What are you going to do with the motorcycles?" "Elroy, we're parking them in the driveway." He goes, "Oh, okay."
What you going to do,
but
Elroy?
and we were respectful. It is a community, and a lot of those places are probably owned by people. And I know that VRBO can piss people off because you buy into a community like that. Next thing you know, your neighbors renting their house out to people every weekend. And what are they doing? They're partying. They're making noise.
Bringing in motorcycle gangs.
We weren't crazy. We weren't
even
parties.
coming in and out.
We weren't. We were just mostly walking down the beach. And even when we went a couple times, we kept it down. We didn't rev up the pipes. Ryan kept his thunder revs to a minimum.
Well, I can't do it anymore because I got the quietest pipes of the bunch now. So
I kept mine quiet.
Yeah, right.
We might have made a little noise on the way out.
But block or two off of the beach. If you ever been to Destin area, that whole kind of
Jason to Spain, we were 38 miles from.
I didn't realize how close we were to him. I know he's in Florida.
Yeah,
Crestview, if I remember right.
So that whole kind of stretch right along through there in the Gulf. I think that's the Gulf, isn't it?
The Golden Coast, I think is what they call it.
Just pristine white sand beaches, like nothing you will find. I've never found another beach like this anywhere. The sand actually squeaks beneath your feet when you walk. It's like walking on sugar.
Yeah.
It's basically the consistency of sugar.
Like brown sugar almost.
Yeah.
White brown sugar.
Yeah, white brown sugar.
White brown sugar.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. White brown sugar, but is absolutely white and pristine. And so it was pretty cool. We got in there that night, and I think we went down to the beach the very first night, kind of hung out on the beach and had a few drinks and got in the water a little bit. And then some of the guys went out late that night.
Emerald Coast is what Jason says.
Oh, there you go.
Emerald Coast, there you go. Yep. But some of the guys went out late that night and, stayed out and got back in. The next day was down day. And so pretty much just beach going the next day, and we just kind of laid around on the beach and played in the water. And it was kind of funny because the guys up on our Tennessee chapter told us, like, watch out for sharks. Like, that place freaking Destin.
Several attacks.
Destin is shark infested. Yeah. And so the day before that we had got to Destin, there was three shark attacks within a half a mile of us there at Destin. And at one point, I went up to our VRBO and I was coming back down, and there's this big old shadow moving in the water.
We saw that.
And I'm pointing to the guys. I'm like, hey,
when you did that, dude, I looked over my shoulder. I was like, holy shit.
Several of us were in the water just floating around about, shoulder length, and got our cocktails, and we're telling stories and laughing. And Lee comes back down and he's pointing, and we're all like waving at him like, hey, we're over here. Didn't realize.
And I'm up to my ankles. I'm like, I'm not getting any deeper. I'm pointing.
We didn't realize what he was pointing at.
Yeah. Pointing this big dark figure. I'm like, hey, get out of the water. But turned out to be a manatee. Yeah. Manatee come, rolling by. But yep, 3 people got attacked right within a half mile where we were at, just within a day before we were there. Crazy. So pretty good. There's like Madacas down there and stuff like that too. So good times.
Yep. And then I think we ate the Crab Shack for dinner that night.
That was a nice night.
That was good.
That was our seafood night. What a great place, good environment. Raw oysters, and I had crab with it, and it was a really, really good meal. So did somebody shit themselves?
No, I'm just
good?
coughing. Sorry.
No.
Because I have nothing to say about this.
Okay. And limited menu, but what they have was really good. And it was a nice, I think we were in flip-flops and shorts and just kind of chilling out, and good drink. So yeah. And tried to get Mouse to come out of his shell, so to speak. He has not got a very diverse palate. He's always ordering Mexican food, regardless of where we go, trying at least if they have it, but no seafood. But we try
fish.
I almost talked him into a raw oyster. It's so delicious, but he wouldn't do it. So we're trying to expand Mouse's palate. With that said, announcement we just found out. Mouse finally got a brand new 2024 Street.
Oh, yeah.
Roadie or Street?
Street Glide.
Street Glide. He had his Road King forever. Beautiful bike, white wall tires. You guys have seen that in a lot of the documentaries, but he finally upgraded. So he'll be rolling next year on a brand new Street Glide. He's going to be so happy with that. Houston and Squirt stayed out. We all kind of went back to the Verbo, and but they said Coyote Ugly Club hopping, they said.
But crazy hot.
Yeah, they
Crazy hopping.
said it was just hot. You know, it was too hot, just packed with people. And so, they decided to do the right thing, just bail out of there.
Yep. And so this, we kind of talked about this. So this is where this was kind of our last day together in the Verbo before we went up in Russell's place. But we always do this kind of on the last night. It seems like it's kind of just works in, but we went grocery shopping. Lurch and I went up to the grocery store with Jeff, and we bought steaks and potatoes and asparagus, and we brought it back. We had drinks, and we brought some beer, obviously. They had a grill there, and we just had a really nice dinner, and we visited, and cigars on the back patio, and started talking about next year's trip, which we don't know yet.
We don't know. We have a couple options.
So, how it kind of works every year on these trips, we talk and where we're going next year, and we never have a absolute. We throw out some things, and we got some ideas and whatnot of what we're going to do, and kind of pull the group. We usually got everybody there from different chapters and stuff, and we got the majority of the Washington chapters and kind of where we're going to want to go. So I will throw out to the community this year. We do not know. We don't know where we're going, but it's basically between Texas, heading down to Texas and riding a bunch of Texas, which is a huge ride. I mean, that's from here to Texas. And riding as big as Texas is, it's a big ride. That's a long way. Or the other way is heading up north and riding a bunch of primitive BC and parts of probably Alberta. So very different trips between those two. We don't know which way we're going to go. Kind of the thing is if we do a trip that's too big, like this one this year, we lost a lot of the guys. I mean, we lost, 50% at least of the dudes that may normally ride with us. Simply because of work, expenditures, like, flying out, riding out, whatever one you want to, call it. So, it takes a lot of money and resources to be able to get out to the East Coast. So Austin, if like we ended up going to Austin, that's another huge trip. You're looking at from here, it's another 2,000 miles to ride.
Bombed it.
Yeah, if you bomb it.
Straight highway.
Yeah, it's 2,000 miles, 32 hours. I mean, that's just to get there. You're looking at, 4 days probably. I mean, you could do it obviously in three 10-hour days, but
5.
So it's 4 days to get least there. I mean, like I say minimum, and that's hauling. 4 days is hauling even to get there. And then how many days does that leave you actually screwing around in Texas? So I mean, 4 days there, 4 days back. You got a couple days in Texas. I mean, you're looking at a 12-day trip.
Yep.
So that's just more time off. Whereas if we head up north, I can be in Canada from here in 300 miles. And so
and we haven't been up to Canada for a while.
No, haven't been to Canada.
Our Canadian guys.
And the thing too is, it's freaking hot going down doing that in Texas. It's goddamn hot. And so what we try to kind of do is look at it of like, hey, you know, some of the guys that, you know, maybe trying to conserve a little more money, they got young families, something like that. Maybe we don't go do those big trips every single year. This last trip was a big trip year. You know, the travel expense of getting to the East Coast, and then just, you know, the bombing around the East Coast. But I mean, so maybe if we go north, we don't obviously have to, it's not quite as far. We can cut our days. Well, I don't know if we'd cut our days down, like how far we go. But anyway, it's just not as big of an expenditure of a trip. You know, it's easy to keep to 10 days. A Texas trip is going to be hard.
Another trailer thing. You know, you'd have to take that into account. And
Texas?
If you want to shave 4 days off both sides of the
Fuck
trip.
that, you're riding to Texas.
Okay.
Well,
I can.
Trailer to Texas.
Now you have 8 days of riding.
Well, too bad. We're trailering. Okay. We're not trailing to Texas.
And then we got 2 days in Texas.
Exactly. So, we might have to make it 14 days or 12 days.
That's just an option. I wasn't saying we had to.
But that's what I'm saying. Is
if my boss will allow it, I will trailer him.
Yeah,
we know you will.
But I'm just saying that is a big goddamn trip. Is like if you're going to go to Texas, that's a 12 to 14 day trip. Like it's a haul to get down there.
Easy.
You're at a haul where it's like, you know, maybe we do that one in the following year or something. And like I said, nothing's set in stone. And the only reason I guess that I speak more confidently is that I'm one of the guys that plans these trips all the time. And so it's like, well, here's what we're doing type of thing. And, you know, like there's a couple of us that plan these trips every year as to where we're going. So yeah, in the next, I would say our next 5-year trip plans, we're looking at, like I said, next year, a big BC, Alberta trip or a Texas trip. Somewhere in there is also going to be an Alaska trip in the next, like I say, this is 5-year looking out, Alaska trip, East Coast, Northeast Coast, and then potentially, like I said, like down to Texas and kind of getting around Texas. So that's kind of like where we're kind of looking at in the next 5 years of where we're going to go. So if you're a Patreon member and you're wondering, hey, when are you going to come to my area? When are you going to, you know, we be able to see you guys in person? It's kind of what we're looking at.
Yep. Good. So we'll, as we go into fall, we always make those final decisions and start planning for the next year. But let's, so day 11, Sunday was just, I just want to say a couple of things, but this was trying to get back up to Russell Roberts' place. This is kind of the end of our trip. And it was just a hot, long ride. There was some beautiful riding in the morning for sure. I will say this, this was the best meal of the trip, in my opinion. We picked it, and I had picked it. It got good reviews, and it was unbelievably, and it's called Dreamland Barbecue in Birmingham, Alabama.
That's a good one.
And it was busy, but we got in, luckily.
I don't even know how.
Father's Day.
I don't know how, because we walked in there and there was a huge line.
There was.
And we walked in.
I walked right by the line.
Yeah. Lurch. And the gal's like, yeah, come on in. And I'm sure all those other people are like, how the fuck are these people going right up and getting seated?
Because I just walked right in and I go, hey, we're just going to sit at the bar. She's like, okay. So then we sat at the bar, and then the bartender had a shit fit that 8 guys are going to sit at his bar, and apparently he couldn't handle 8 people. So then they started trying to accommodate us. So I think
what's funnier as shit too is the waitress was arguing with the bartender. She's like, he's an asshole.
Yeah, yes. I don't know why that asshole has had a problem with this.
Yes.
So I think it's because I didn't mean to jump the line per se. I just figured there was a lot of people there for Father's Day. They had families with them.
Right.
We'll sit at the bar. We don't need a table. We're not fancy like that. Just
right. They were Sunday afternoon, Father's Day. Yes. They wanted a table.
There's plenty of spaces at the bar.
We're a bunch of sweaty bikers. We just need a stool.
Yeah. So once we tried to sit at the bar, I think she's like, okay. Then she started being very accommodative and said, yeah, we'll take care of you. So
Southern hospitality on that one.
Oh, such a great place. Everybody was, other than the bartender.
Yeah. Right. He just had a chip.
He had something up his ass, stick up his ass. Yeah. But all the gals there, the chefs, the waitresses, they were all awesome.
We took care of them in tips because they were hustling. But the food was fucking amazing.
Good.
And Jason Spain's been there. He said it's a good place to eat. So yeah.
We were outside waiting for our place to sit, and you could see the smoke wafting through the neighborhood. I couldn't imagine. I told Ryan, I can't imagine living in this neighborhood.
I'd have to move out.
Smelling that every day. I'd be so hungry.
Yeah, you would.
So speaking of Southern hospitality, day one of this trip when we got into Tennessee, Snowman says, he goes, I know most of you guys are fathers. And he goes, I know most of you guys are not going to be home for Father's Day.
And he goes, me and Sherry want to host you guys for a Father's Day dinner. And pretty cool. You know, he set this thing up. He told us, hey, what time can you guys be back? And we purposely left a little earlier than maybe we would have. And he's like, you know, what are you guys willing to eat? And we're like, we're willing to eat anything. That was a pretty funny one.
So when Lee and I got there the first night, there was some leftover barbecue, and I didn't know they were paying attention to what we're eating, but we kind of stayed away from the carbs because we've been on a road trip for a few days, right? So we just, I think we had beans. We had.
Did you have a salad?
No.
Sorry.
We ate burgers, but we didn't. Neither one of us put it on a bun or anything or whatever. So
you're managing.
So Sherry had contacted me. She's like, Russ doesn't want to. He doesn't want to ask you, but I want to make sure that we cook a meal that you are okay with. Yeah. He noticed that you didn't eat a lot of carbs, but we want to make you a good southern dinner. And I said, you make whatever. It's fine. That just happened to be what we ate when we got there because we've been on the road for a few days. We've had plenty of sandwiches and burgers and whatever else.
Yeah, there are times, like I eat, you know, I eat pretty healthy most of the time, but there are obviously times where I will eat whatever the hell.
Yeah,
you know,
absolutely.
you got to treat yourself, right? And so, but anyway, we're coming back up from.
We didn't want to mess you up.
So we're coming back up from Destin. Well, let me finish my thought. So we're coming back up from Destin. We're rolling from Destin back up to a Snowman's place, and they cooked us an absolute amazing dinner. And just to have that type of hospitality when you're, you know, say.
When you're on the road
and you're on the other side of the country, and to have good friends that, you know, you're coming back from a trip that are willing to put in the effort and the time to cook you that type of dinner and sit down at a dinner at somebody's house. I mean, that's the community that Ryan's built here, and being able to bring people like an OG like Snowman in to do that and be able to spend time at his house. I mean, just an amazing experience to be able to do that. Great food, great company. I mean, Snowman, hats off to you. I mean, that's impressive, man. Good people across America, you know, still exist, and just to be able to do that type of thing is just, you know, incredible.
It is. That's the majority of America, like I always say, not what's on the news. This is the stuff that's really going on in America. And so it's always amazing. And we got a great thunderstorm and lightning show at Russell's. We just beat it. We got in. Got the bikes loaded because we knew it was coming, and the guys were hustling to get bikes loaded and strapped down, and everybody kind of all hands on deck, and got them loaded in the trailer, and the Cali guys got theirs loaded because Russell let us keep all this stuff on his property while we were on this trip, and and I got to see the 14 Street Glide in her new stable. She's got a very safe home and a nice a nice place. Yeah,
Russell's going to Sturgis. She's going to Sturgis Friday.
Nice,
bro. Yeah. Nice.
Been there before. She knows the way.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, Russell's got a beautiful place there, a beautiful porch. I could spend some time out there. I mean, I got a great back porch on my place. I love spending time on a place like that. Beautiful family. We met his daughter, absolutely, nice. You know, great person. People. I'm sure that Snowman embarrassed the hell out of her our first night there.
I know he did.
But
she played very well.
Yeah. She had a good time.
She didn't know what to think of you guys.
No one does. No one does.
Yeah, I don't think we embarrassed her as much as you did, but
yeah, that's true.
But absolutely, great family, great people and stuff, and it was truly. A blessing to be able to spend the time with you guys, and we sure appreciate it.
Really, really good to have you guys here.
Jody, correct?
Yep.
Yeah, Jody. Sweet gal. She put up with our bullshit. And Sherry, thank you so much. Please pass on to Sherry that we really appreciate the hospitality that you guys showed us.
Yep, absolutely.
So the only thing I would say, wrapping up for me, like on the trip back from Destin back up to Snowman's place, like we were bombing. You know, the traffic moves up there.
Yeah,
like we were clipping.
Yeah, it does move.
We couldn't set our cruise fast enough. If you know what a cruise gets set on a Harley.
Right,
I'll tell you that mine would not set.
I stopped trying.
Yeah, I just finally quit.
Yeah. So we were
world, man.
Lee said, "How was that pace for you?" I go, "It was pretty good. Couldn't set my cruise control, but it was good."
Yeah, but I mean that's what traffic was doing.
Yeah,
I always
it
tried
was.
to go just a little bit faster in traffic, and we were
moving.
ripping. And if you ever have the opportunity to stop into a Buc-ee's, pass it up.
Don't.
Pass it up.
Don't.
Thank you.
Pass it up.
Thank you.
I'm glad that I did it because I've seen all this.
Buc-ee's. Yeah, skip it.
I've seen all this social media about Buc-ee's.
What is a
cool it
Buc-ee's?
is.
Explain what Buc-ee's is.
I don't know. It's a Walmart with 100 gas pumps. It's
Yeah.
It's a Walmart convenience store. Yeah.
there you go.
So it's
There you go.
basically they probably. I would bet you they probably have 75 gas pumps.
Oh, 100, 120.
More.
So let's say they have 100 gas pumps. I would bet you 80 of them.
Had cars parked from the assholes that went inside.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Well,
the place is just it's packed, and you cannot find a pump to get gas. And that is like a pet peeve of mine. People that leave their car in front of the gas pump.
Don't. Why?
And so I was like, F this. I started calling everybody on their phones. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. We're gone. Get on your bike. We're leaving.
I was glad because I was standing at the front. I was already standing at the front going, this is a hellhole.
man.
Oh,
Hate
he did at Buc-ee's. I mean, Buc-ee's ain't got enough parking spots. So you know,
Squirt had heard about Buc-ee's. Squirt had heard about it. He's like, dude, we got to go to this Buc-ee's because he goes, I keep hearing about it. I've never been to one. And he's like, let's go. I'm like, okay. And after we pulled in, I'm like, F this place. I am done.
sucks.
Get me out of
to
here.
the ones in Athens, Alabama.
Yeah.
But there's bigger ones. Believe me, there's bigger ones. But if you go in there, you can always find a urinal.
Yeah, that's true. However, if you get into like Wyoming, another great place to stop, or are the come and goes and the pump and munch.
Yeah, pumping.
Popeye's favorite.
I shit you not. Those are fucking
Popeye's
names of the
favorite.
place.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Come and go and a pump and munch. And
I love it, dude.
I was telling Lurch, I go, if we get into those, I go, my wife said, she goes, if you get can get a coffee mug with a
got
come and
to.
go, she's like, get me a come and go.
I actually stopped at one. Yeah. On the way back, I found one. I pulled over. They had nothing for merch. I was so pissed.
Dude, how do they not?
Well, they're sold out. They can't keep them in. They can't keep them.
Yeah, they had no merch.
Yeah,
I was
they
like,
can't
are you
keep
shitting
merch.
me? I purposely pulled off the road
Just
grab
for
a-
that.
grab
Yeah, they
a-
can't keep
yeah.
anything in stock.
The funny thing about the Buc-ee's is like miles and miles out. Like
dude,
I mean,
there
100
are
miles
signs.
away, they're putting signs.
There's
out.
signs.
Yeah,
It's incredible how much money they put in signage.
smoke them if you got them. We did smoked meats and jerky.
make a
I mean, just
ton
all
of
kinds
money.
of stuff.
Jeez.
They do.
Well, they
So,
obviously
It's
have
party
money.
time.
Anyway, like to wrap up, like with Russell,
That's what you
Snowman.
said 20 minutes
Thank
ago.
you so much. You were a huge help on this trip.
Yeah.
For me and Lurch coming into town on the first night, for hosting the crew on the last night. I mean, just absolutely amazing. It's so nice to have people that are like family on the other side of the country. They're willing to do this for us, and setting up the Patreon ride, all of that stuff. I mean, boy, we can't thank you enough, and it's just good to know that there are good Americans like you out there.
For sure.
Yeah, buddy. I appreciate all the patron members sticking with us on this. And
For 5 hours.
yeah, well, we did.
Yeah.
They wanted it, and some came and some went. And we appreciate
man.
that. Don't forget, guys, you're searching for new and exciting motorcycle products. 03D has the products you dream about for your bike. Check out their wide variety of innovative products for your Harley-Davidson and Honda Goldwing motorcycles.
I like it the gold.
03D's got your back with chrome and black parts, lighting, and other comfort products. No modifying, cutting, grinding, or welding for an easy installation. That equals less time installing, more time riding. 03D has a design team of riders with over 40 years experience with a passion for design and innovation. Zero Gold Strike are the motorcycle LED lighting innovators for CAN bus plug-and-play system compatibility. They pride themselves on great customer service. Got a question? Get in touch with them. Email sales@zero3d.com. Give them a call, 715-808-0027. Check out your local Harley or Honda dealership and ask for Zero or Gold Strike parts. A new leader has emerged, so check out Zero 3D's custom line of Gold Strike products for the all-new Honda Goldwings. Better yet, help support us.
So good.
And head over to lawabidingbiker.com/store and check out our full line of Zero 3D products. Also, we would love to have you as a patron member. in these live video broadcasts and chat and all that. We want to get you benefits, want to get to know you better. But hey, if you only want to support us through a flat donation, we never balk at a flat donation. I want to thank Matthew Jones of Baldwin, Missouri, after asking a question on our contact form. Eric Miller of Fayetteville, Pennsylvania. Eric Waldner of Henry, South Dakota. lawabidingbiker.com/donate, or head over to lawabidingbiker.com on the homepage. There is a large donate button. And it's been quite a ride. 2 of 2 parts going to be in your patron accounts. All you patron members right away will get, because you got to upload the link. Well, it's already there because we did a post, so it's already there. So you can replay it and check it out. And thanks for everybody's support. Thanks to everybody over on the East Coast and the hospitality. And the patron meetup was great. And hopefully it won't be too long and we can get back over that way or somewhere close where we can all kind of meet in a central location. So the chat's been great. You guys, thanks for being involved in there. We tried to keep up on as many comments as we could. And thank you to Popeye and Cowboy, who rode down here a couple hours, busted down in the 97-degree heat, and they're doing 2 back-to-back, like 5 hours of podcasting, and then they got to ride all the way back. So they always come down for these, and I do really appreciate having you guys on for these. It's awesome. Yep.
And thanks for being here, Snowman.
Yeah.
Snowman.
You bet, babe. You bet.
Snowman hanging out with us the whole time. Lurch is working up an appetite. He's going to get himself a salad.
Yeah. Lots of ranch. Lots of ranch.
Sorry, dude. I love you. I love you. Puts up with my shit. Such a good friend.
A lot of shit.
Modaga.
You gotta stop.